Six and Soup in the house.
Six and Soup.
You like the new?
Definitely in the house.
The new logo behind us. Hope you do.
The new logo.
We just want to let everybody know we're gonna be live Saturday night, 8 o'clock.
Going live.
You know, come hang out.
Be there or be square.
We'll go live after we're done doing
Drapes
our work.
In the house.
But right now,
baby.
We just gonna be us. And we have
about to Soup and Six it.
Yeah.
Fuckers.
Well, we get
picking on these fat people.
I can't say blunted because it's a Dutch, so we're gonna get Dutch.
Picking on these fat people.
We're gonna watch picking on these fat people. Fuck you.
As he fucking shakes his 10-pound belly.
It's like a 40-pound belly, dude.
I meant 1 ton. My bad. My bad.
Asshole. Okay.
What a jerk.
We're gonna watch this Jubilee and see what they gotta say.
Hey, these fat people can only be mad at themselves if they're mad.
Yeah. But some people, have eating disorders, thyroid problems.
We all have those.
So
other people control it better than others.
Some people have no self-motivation.
Me, this guy right here.
Oh, you too?
That's why I don't be cleaning my house up the way it should be, man.
Oh, but you eat kind of right. You take care of yourself.
I try. That's the one thing I try.
I have no self-discipline. None at all.
Because I want to live long. And
I have no self-discipline.
I like being physically capable.
Okay, so we want to start this.
I need to be able to jump over a fence if I need to.
Oh, that's...
Till the day I die.
That's yours. That's never happening again to me. Dude, I saw a commercial yesterday. They were playing basketball in a commercial. And I was like, man, I miss playing basketball.
You could play basketball again.
I might.
It's your choice to never do that again if you never play.
I got to get out there on the court.
Yeah, I think your life's over because you had a neck surgery, dude.
No, I got to get this. I got to get my hands to get up above this.
Yeah, very capable.
It'll come. It's coming. My recovery's coming out good. So.
Yeah, bro. I think you're going to be way more capable than you think.
Okay, here we go. Is obesity a choice? Fit men versus overweight men.
I didn't know that was the question. Is it a choice? Yeah, yes, it's a choice.
It's a choice.
Just like slavery
overweight
was.
Men, middle ground. Okay, let's see what they got.
Do you think just being in a fat body and being in the public space encourages obesity?
Yes.
Shame is what led me to an eating disorder. When what we're looking for is stability.
That's a lot.
It's either the problem that you're a professional victim. How'd you agree?
I think that's like the super weak. That's a mental.
He said the fat shaming led him to his eating disorder.
No, the disorder led you to being fat, which led to the shaming.
Not saying body shaming's right, but
I think body shaming is okay.
But it's no different than judging a hot chick or a chick judging a hot dude.
There should be more shame in the world. You can't feel good about everything.
Did you ever watch the show Shameless?
Yeah, I have.
That show
was disgusting.
Dude.
I had to stop watching that.
That's it. Yo, that show was good.
It was
like looking at his physique. Like he's at a perfectly, I would say, maybe healthy.
No. He's definitely overweight, definitely obese.
Super raunchy.
These dudes just want to show off.
I mean, those other guys are jacked.
John, I host the Radical Empathy podcast. I used
this
to direct
dude over here to the right just looks like he's a big solid dude.
Our first prompt is
like a big country boy.
Yeah,
that big country boy,
which is not fit.
Our agreeers, please stop.
I bet you that big country boy would probably whoop all their asses.
I don't know about all of them. But...
Whoever feels compelled to start us off.
Well, it's unacceptable to be fat.
Wait, what did they ask? Go back.
That's a great start.
What was the first question?
I know what you say that,
just go
but
back like
it's one of those things where
whoever feels compelled to start us off.
Shit.
Well, it's unacceptable to be fat.
It's not acceptable to be
fat. That's a great start. I mean, I know why you say that, but it's one of those things where, do you know why you're saying that?
Yes, because I've been fat before and I lost
weight. I don't think that guy.
Well, me too. I've been fat my whole life. I've been way skinnier than I am now, and I've been way heavier than I am now. Was I less valuable at one point in there?
Well, I mean, you can make an argument that you're less valuable when you're fatter because you drain resources, but that's a whole other conversation. But yeah, I mean, in general, being fat is unacceptable because you control every single.
He said drain resources.
Yeah.
I gotta agree with him there,
because
my wife being an operating room nurse, obese people, it took so much more to do surgeries on them, have to,
Not only that, but they're going to eat more.
yeah, and they,
But if you're the
but
doctor,
he's talking about health resources.
it doesn't mean like they shouldn't be able to eat more. You get one meal a day. Not my fault.
Most
You're
of the food
still
that goes into your
hungry.
mouth.
Okay.
It shows a lack of discipline. It shows a lack of character. It shows a lack of temperance. And when you're fat, it's an outward manifestation of your inadequacies.
When I see somebody who's 500 or 600 pounds, all I can think of is, why do they care so little about their health that they can do this, allow themselves to gain that much weight?
Yo, is our volume all the way up?
Yeah, it's like the same it was last week. He said 500-600 pounds. What,
That's crazy.
dude?
No one,
I'm 260,
there's
and
hardly anybody in the world that's that.
but I'm 260, and they consider me obese.
Yeah, you are.
So that's severe obesity. I didn't think they were talking
Morbidly.
people that big.
Knowing it's taken 20, 30,
I wanna
40
know how
years
much
off their
that
life, I
guy
just
weighs
can't
that's
imagine
sitting
not
down
wanting to
over.
live that badly.
I understand that. No, it's I've definitely felt disgusted looking at my own body and looking at other fat bodies in my life. A lot of the disgust I felt looking at people was me feeling disgusted with myself and then projecting that feeling
disgusted at
onto
my
other people.
stomach when
And
I
I don't
see
think
my-
anyone on
my
either
belly.
side will disagree
must
that
be
health
really
is important.
disgusted,
I know
man.
that my own mental health was way worse when I was spending
Fat
every
disgusts
6
me.
of my life trying to get smaller and
It
trying to be
always has.
thinner.
I don't think there's anyone that can look at somebody 500, 600, 700 pounds and not think, wow, what have they done? And not be disgusted. Like,
That's
how
a
can
different-
you not? I just can't understand
You can't
nobody
assume that
thinking
everyone has the same opinion, though, because unfortunately, some people have emotional stuff that happened, traumatic stuff that's happened, so you can't discount and just say, oh, because they're fat.
Boo-hoo, man. Like, there's way worse stuff going out in the world versus people saying, oh my God, I'm sad, I'm gonna eat some ice cream. It's like, no, dude, it's like, you're fat, you made that decision.
I do
you live in
like
the best country
my-
ever. If you live in a civilized first world country where you have electricity, internet power,
says
etc.,
good stuff,
you deserve to be
but he's
bullied. It's ridiculous to me
saucy.
that we have all these
Middle
people going around,
ground.
meanwhile
I
people are being
felt
bombed in Gaza.
disgusted
It's
looking at
ridiculous.
fat
We are
bodies.
so privileged here in the United States and in the Western general. When I see a fat person, I'm like, wow. You got the gift of life. You got the gift of being in a developed country, and you're a fat POS talking about body positivity on TikTok. What the hell is
But
going
now
on?
you're
here?
segmenting, though, because not everyone thinks like that. What do
No,
you
we
call
need to bring
it?
shaming back.
Okay.
We need to bring shaming back in so many other regards besides obesity. We need to do it with sluts. We need to shame fat people. We need to shame everybody when they fuck up. Because shame has been one of the strongest defenses against degeneracy and human fuck-ups.
You
He
had
just said we
personal
need to
experience
shame
in one of your shares. You
everybody.
said you used to be overweight.
Shame more
There-
people.
yeah.
yeah.
So I did an experiment back in like 2015 where I like bulked for like almost
Slut
2 years.
shaming
and I got
never
up to like
stopped.
250 pounds. And
They're
then I
trying to
dieted down. It took
stop
me about
it.
7 months. I systematically did it, control my calories.
It's kinda
track my
gone
macros,
now,
track my
actually.
protein, carbs.
Yeah, 'cause
fats,
women are kinda
and,
owning it.
Systematically
They're
lost
OnlyFans.
1 to 2 pounds per week.
Yeah.
So you chose to gain up to 250.
Yeah,
you
so
were
I've been
naturally
on
skinny
all
beforehand.
spectrums. Like I'm naturally skinny.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna get fat as an experiment.
Yeah.
Did it, and then I was all right, now I'm gonna lose the weight. And then all I did was just track my calories, ate the same food every single day.
Yeah.
Went to the gym 4 or 5 times a week, and everything was controlled, and it got done. Was it monotonous? Of course. Was it
No,
boring?
yeah,
Of
yeah,
course.
I agree with you there. I am naturally this way. This is with working out 4 or 5 times
That's
a week.
not true.
This is 100%
you
true,
can't.
bro.
Nah, bro.
No,
Come to the gym with
it's
me.
not,
This is me
it's not
working out.
natural at all because at the end of the day, if you don't lose weight, by definition, you're not in a calorie deficit. If you're not in a calorie deficit, then you're gonna either maintain or gain weight. And that's the problem is that people don't track their calories.
And that's true, but people burn at their resting metabolic rate a different set of calories.
Doesn't matter.
Let's not get too granular right now. Rogany, it's going to be one of those episodes, right? Let's bring in the disagreeers and hear from them.
Here was a disagreement.
Disagree.
I guess the reason I disagreed, especially when I heard the statement, I don't think I'll ever look at somebody based on their situation and think that I'm disgusted. Like, if I see somebody that's a drug addict on the street that's homeless, I'm not disgusted.
I do.
This is steroids.
I get disgusted.
So he can't talk about drug addicts.
So what's this other guy?
This guy's not steroids.
The blue?
You think he's steroids?
Yeah, definitely.
So they can't talk about drug addicts.
Disgusted by that. If I see somebody that's incredibly overweight, I'm not disgusted by that. Do I think that there's an opportunity for growth? Do I think they've been put in a disadvantageous
They get
position that's
on
probably
Myron
makes it
for
harder for
not
them?
being
Absolutely.
as
I think
built
I'm kind
as
of
those other
impassive when I
guys.
see somebody, I know that there's things underlying, and one of my best friends is 400 plus pounds. I've helped him lose 150, 200 pounds. He's gained it back. And I don't look at him and say, I'm disgusted, but I know how bad he wants it. And just seeing how hard he tries and then reverts, it's almost more tough for me
Yeah, he
than to be
definitely
like, oh,
looks
that's
like he's on the
disgusting. you know?
bulking
And I think
stage.
there's plenty of people that look at me and say, that's disgusting. I never want to look like that. So like, I know what it feels like on the other side to like look the way I do and get people look at me like, ugh, that's gross to like have that much muscle. And to go back to that point, like you came from a fit
That is
place and like
disgusting
deciding
to
to
have
bulk, like
that
that's a
much muscle.
conscientious decision to gain weight. Like you already have those habit routines and skills in order to stay in shape. And then you use those same skills you had to pull back on the calories and knowledge you had.
The reason why I use that example is that you can get fat and lose the weight if you know what you're doing and you have the knowledge and everything else like that. It's just about consistency over time. So it's like, I look
So,
at it
Boy,
like,
let me cut you off because here's one thing that you just said.
Yeah.
You have the tools. So there's people that don't have the tools that you've passed judgment on, and you have failed to realize that
with the tools, people are
That's a
very much
cop-out.
capable of achieving
definitely.
amazing things. But
Okay, let's talk about set
no,
tools.
hold on, I'm not done.
Everybody does have
I'm
the
not done.
tools. It's called
And I
a
stood over
push
there
up.
and I
It's
listened
called a
to you and I was
sit
like,
up.
it's
It's called run
ton of
around the
bullshit,
block.
too. So
Oh,
we're
the
gonna
prison
address this,
workout.
right?
Them do some
You
workout in a
are passing
10
judgment
by
on
10
people who
cell.
lack the tools to do what it is that they need to
Need
do
your
to
body
get
weight.
themselves to a certain point of health. There are multitudes of factors that weighs into what goes on with somebody's body. There are people that even if they work out, losing the weight does not come as simple as just going to the gym, cutting calories, watching
it does.
everything that you eat. There are some people that have a disposition.
No,
That's not true.
Some people's metabolism burns faster than others.
Doesn't matter. If you are going to the gym and you're in a calorie deficit, I don't care what you are. Calorie deficit's a calorie deficit.
I have a disposition.
You have to
But
burn
does that
more
mean
than
that
you
I'm
put
not
in.
active?
It's
Does
that
that mean that I'm
simple,
not
no
doing certain
matter
things? No,
how
it doesn't.
fast your
But you're
metabolism
passing
works.
judgment on somebody's body
Or
that you know
slow.
nothing about. Now, on the flip side, what if I turned around and I did the same thing to you? You're talking about how fit and stuff that you
common
are,
sense.
but you're over there and you're smallest
How much are
compared to
you
these other
eating?
guys.
How much are you burning?
So how does that feel if someone comes?
Balance
No,
that
because you
shit.
said shame, right?
that's a little-
You said
Or
shame,
make
right?
it
you're
better.
talking
So how
shit.
does that feel if someone comes
just
up
saying.
and they start shaming you for size? Like,
He's
come on,
acting
it
like
goes
it's
both
not-
ways.
We're just in the
Same
first
for
month. We gotta be
everybody.
careful about
Did
targeting
you
each
hear
other
that? He
too
started
directly.
shaming him for being
I
skinny.
mean, I'm
Exactly.
not-
I told you
it's
they
fine.
get on
No, it
him
goes-
for
it goes
not
in
being
every
as built
direction.
as
He's
the other
obviously very
guys.
triggered.
Oh,
But yeah,
not
so let's talk
triggered.
about,
Yeah,
let's hit the first part.
I think
Tools.
he's
What are the
probably
tools? The tools are simply
the
knowledge
fittest
that you
out
can
of
get
them all.
for free on the internet.
Yeah,
If
he's
you have
probably
the
the
ability and the
healthiest.
discipline to go out there and get the knowledge, then you're going to lose weight. It's just that simple.
I was-
It's just that people want to always make excuses for why. Oh, my
There's a
feelings.
nice in
Oh,
between.
I don't
You
know
can't
what
be
you don't know
fat,
what
you
people are
can't
going
be
through,
too
blah, blah, blah.
jacked.
No, you can watch your calories. You can go to the gym. You have time to do it. People just like to make excuses.
I don't think anyone's debating that weight loss is impossible here. I think the question
guy
is why do
kinda
you
was.
hate fat people, that you feel the disgust towards it?
Well, like I said before,
gay
it's a
one.
culmination of a bunch of bad decisions. I'm not going to go ahead and give the same level of respect to someone who's a fat ass to someone that has worked really hard and diligently on their physique, because your body's outward manifestations
There's
of
more
your decisions,
factors to a
your
human
consistency.
being than their body.
Well, you could judge a lot just off of someone's physique. You'd be like, okay, well, this guy is lazy, and that's
makes a lot of
personified
sense.
through their physique. It's the truth.
Abe, I thought you.
And he's
I saw
rocking
you
his
point out
fashion
something.
fit
just to get back to the
podcast.
prompt, I think we just kind of went all over the place there.
We're still focusing on the word disgust.
Just the word disgust. I mean, I would never look at someone and show disgust towards them. I mean, I think I would respect.
I
like
wouldn't
you said.
show
I mean, you
disgust,
don't
but
respect
it's in
everyone,
there.
like you said.
I
But,
feel
I
it.
think,
Respect is earned.
I mean, it is earned, but I mean, I think at a humane level, we can learn to appreciate each other's differences.
Yeah, I
used
don't know
to
if like
show it
disgust
at
would be
the
the right
mall
word,
when
right?
I was
Greg
younger.
mentioned some health implications with being overweight or obese.
I used to
I
walk
think
around,
being concerned might be a better.
That's the word I was
you know,
going
a better
for.
word.
Like,
but-
I can show concern for someone for the way that they are.
would you
but
say
I would
to
never
them?
look at someone and say like, you're
Not
disgusting.
go
But is it
around.
any different than if
Oh,
you see
you
somebody
will.
who's extremely
Go
anorexic
around
or
them.
50 pounds, you look at them, you're in shock. Oh my God, like something
Oh,
happens in your body you can't
nasty
control. You
girls
can't
with
stop
the-
that. Like, how can you not?
Dirty looking.
Yeah, like if you see a big obese couple like holding hands, and their shirts are like this.
And you see the top of the bottom of their bellies.
Yeah. Walk right by that.
Or the fat dudes always got their crack hanging.
And
That big hairy crack.
see,
Ugh.
that's the worst.
Ugh.
That's if you're
It's
big,
disgusting.
you should know what you can wear that covers you, and so no one has to see.
Wear your belt properly. Especially you have a belt and you're still dropping crack on everybody. Oh, dude.
Yeah, wear a wife beater and tuck that shit in.
Something.
No, I don't
man.
hate them.
That's different
It's just
from-
wow. Oh my God, it's like it's disgusting. Like holy goodness
But
gracious.
why
That's a
would
shock
you
factor,
use
though.
the word
That's
disgusting,
not
right?
disgusting.
So you just mentioned the polar opposite of what we are, right?
He
But
sounds
why
like
would
he
you
got
look
a
at them and be
donut stuck in
disgusted
his
versus
throat
concerned?
somewhere.
That is a very specific word, and it has very
This dude
specific
looks like he just
connotations
injected a
behind
whole
it,
bunch of
and
water
when
in
it's
him.
used, it's
got those
somewhat
fake
weaponized
muscles.
as well.
I don't
Now,
think I
this
can
dude
help
right
how I
here-
feel. I don't think I can choose like, oh, I just am
one,
not. We're
the
just sitting
white?
here and
The
lying.
dude with
I'm
the
not gonna sit here and
braids.
lie. I'm always
The
going to
dude
be
with the
honest
long
with
braids.
people.
Black
I'm
dude with the
disgusted. This
braids.
is just how I feel.
Like if you look
The
at
thing
his
is, you see a fat person, the
forearms,
reason why it's disgusting,
they're kind of
and the reason why
ripped,
there's
and his
so much
arms are
pushback on
built. He just looks
body
like he's got
positivity,
fat
people make
belly
fun
and
of Lizzo,
fat
rightfully
legs.
so, by the way, is because it's
He's fat
unattractive,
everywhere.
it's unhealthy, until we had this woke era.
does look
They used to
like
put
he's got
like
some
models
muscle
and
under
attractive people
there,
in cover
but
magazines that
he's
were in
still
shape.
fat
Why?
everywhere.
So people can aspire to look like that. And
He's
it's
got his
healthy and it looks
buttons
better in
are
general. You look good, feel
about to
good.
pop.
But when you're fat, it says a lot about you. People aren't going to say,
No, I
"Hey,
hate
let me see if
that.
he's a good person."
Mexican
No, they're just going to
fat
assume
guy.
that you're lazy, which you are by the way.
I never knew
And you
when
have
that
this,
was
which
in,
one,
but the worst thing
so
is
they're
seeing a
just gonna
dude
assume
with
off of what
his
they see.
shirt
That's the one thing
I
unbuttoned
love
and
how
got
you
hairy
just
ass
you
chest.
stated a shit ton of
Some women like
assumptions.
that.
You didn't state
hairy
not one
chest?
fact.
Yeah.
You just stated assumptions.
That's whatever.
I want to move on to the next prompt, but we're
Can
definitely.
I
Don't
say one thing?
gross
Just one
me
question.
out,
Like, let's
but
say you knew he used to be 600 pounds.
I
And
do
how much
see
do you
it
now?
and be like, ugh, I feel
And
bad
now
for
he's
his
34. Do you
girl.
see him as less disgusting knowing he's lost 220 pounds?
No, that's fantastic.
But
But
bitches
he
like,
used-
still-
bitches
there's
like
still-
that
Did
shit.
you hear
that's the
that?
thing,
He
like,
just said he
unfortunately,
weighed.
human
This
beings judge a
dude
book by its
weighed
cover,
over
just like the world
600
does.
pounds.
Fat
Who
people,
did?
people that
The
identify
dude I
as
said
97
looked like he
whatever,
had
they
some
expect us
muscles
to
in his arms.
change our worldview for them, and that's just not how the world works. Like it's been that way, it's always going to be that way.
Worldview. That's
All right,
I think what I don't get.
we
It's
gotta.
just
Yeah,
the
they
way
usually
like,
do
people
have
are gonna-
muscle under
yeah.
because they've been carrying all that
Let's reset.
fat around.
Jacked men are more attractive than fat men. Will the agreeers please step forward?
Well, you would need women for
How come
this.
there's 4 guys over
No.
there? All right, so we're living in a bizarre
Ask
world
yourself,
where people
would you
don't
feel
see the
more
truth.
sexier
Like, how is
if
it
you were
possible that they're
fat
thinking,
or
no,
if you
being
were
obese
fit
and
and in
unhealthy is
shape?
more attractive than being
Fit
fit
and
and healthy?
shape.
How
Okay,
is this
so
possible?
yes, men
You want-
look
actually, you know
better.
what? This is precisely why a majority of women find the majority of men as unattractive. Because a lot of guys think this way.
I'm a man, and I think I would look better
No, they're not.
fit
She's not going to suck
than
your dick with the
fat.
same veracity when you're
I think
fat.
I'd
Because
get
when
way
you're in
more
shape, she's just
pussy
not. See, people don't
if I
understand
was
that women
fit.
are aroused by one thing and they're attracted by another thing. Women are attracted to, a guy that's confident, ambitious, makes money, etc. Of course, right? But they're aroused by guys that have asshole tendencies, dark triad traits, etc., and guys that are physically in shape. So if you want to get the best of your woman, where she respects and admires you, while simultaneously being aroused by you, so she doesn't cheat on you, you need to have.
All woman cares if
That's
you
true for
love
all
her
women?
and you
A
give her the
majority, a
dick.
staggering
Right?
majority of women.
There might be 1% of the
normal,
world that
nice
there's
girl
something wrong with them that might think that, yeah, you're 600
really
pounds,
worried
it's so
about the
hot, I
dick
love
that
that.
much, is
I don't
he?
like
Girls,
this
girls
dude.
that you actually want, they exercise their
Him.
hypergamy to the highest
Him?
degree, and they want guys that are fit and have their money together.
He says a
and
lot of
they're
good
You're looking
shit,
at
but
me
he
like
is
you wanna
a
say something.
cuck.
I think I would punch him
Jack
in
men
his
more
face.
attractive?
Here's
We
a
all walked over.
pushover.
Are we more attracted to Jack men?
What wait, pause it.
I'm
What
assuming
makes you
the
want
fact
to
that 'cause
punch
we're all
him in the
guys here
face?
from
Just the way he's acting like he's better than everybody.
Okay, yeah, he does have a shit attitude, but what he's saying is facts
Yeah,
right now.
yeah, but he could come off a little different.
they mean women.
Well, men can be attracted to
If
men.
I had
we're
to
just
switch
saying.
teams, I'm going with the Jack guy.
Obviously, this is going to be like personal biases, but I think attraction is very fluid in
This
the sense
dude's
that
gay.
I can 100% admit, like, there was probably 40 pounds of muscle ago is when most women would be like attracted to me.
Probably.
Of course, like fitness girls, they're totally
see it.
okay with the size I am, but like probably most girls, I'm like,
But I call dudes that are just soft and kind of
I saw
not masculine.
I saw
gay.
a thing
You
that
know,
a
like
certain
going
percentage of guys that get into bodybuilding end up becoming homosexual
No,
because they're so attracted to male
they're
muscles.
either already gay.
No,
They don't become gay.
they see another guy in the mirror, and they're like, "Ooh, I like his muscles better than
No,
mine."
that doesn't happen.
Yeah, it
You
does.
think that's a real thing?
Yep,
For real?
yep.
You think dudes can just become gay out of nowhere?
Get so attracted to their muscular bodies and turn around and look at a guy even with a more muscular body than them and like him.
Then they would have already had that tendency in their body. They're
much
not
more.
just
So,
going
like,
to
it's
one
like
day
we're wrong
pop
drawing the
up.
line of, like,
I wish
I think
I had
personally
I'm
he's
gay.
much more attractive to most women.
I
than
think
me.
that
Would you agree
you're
with that?
gay.
I mean,
dude.
that doesn't mean
Just
that like
'cause
if you
you
walked up
said
to a girl,
that.
and let's say you're not her, like you're a little bit more muscular than she would like. If you have the charm and charisma, she got so go with you, man. It don't matter. Like,
I have an interesting point.
That's
and
a weird
no
thought
shade on you, but I think if you had Zach, right, you're on the end.
Yep.
If you put Zach and Greg and you put them next to each other and you did a poll, I think that most women would probably pick him if you had to like because he's got the height and all that. What would you guys say to that?
No.
No. Well, we can put it to the
But
test.
that's not really fair. I'm 48 years old. He's a lot younger than me. He's about a foot taller than me, but you can't compare. I'm an old man. I'm 48 years old.
obviously,
think
height is
he's
a big
lying
component.
at
So
saying
that
he's
you know,
40.
it's not you're comparing apples to oranges. But if you take the same guy, same height, etc., but one guy is fat, one guy's in good shape, she's always going to go with the guy that's in better shape.
Because I've been so surprised to see on Instagram, they'll be like,
No,
guys
she's
who
gonna
make
go
an
with the
album
guy
try,
that's
I'm like,
got the
not in shape,
better
in the slightest bit.
personality
And all the
and
comments
make
are
her
women like,
laugh.
I wish like
Depends
men
on
knew
the
this is how they wish
girl.
they looked, and like, oh, this is like
Liars
the
for
dream.
social
This is
media.
like-
Liars for
look
the
good
one thing
for
about you
clout.
can never believe what women say, man. You believe how they behave, not what they
That's
say.
a different episode.
It depends on how you meet. There's too many factors.
I disagreed mostly just with the blanket statement because attraction is so subjective.
But
I am
if a chick just
big and
walking
tall
up
model
and
by
has to
trade.
go off
That's what I
just
do.
looks?
I'm
I'm thinking of
clothing
going.
brands.
The
I've
chick's
modeled
going with him.
Major fashion houses. I've been on the covers of
Him or
magazines.
who?
You mentioned before dad bod comments.
Him over
on
all of
social
them.
media. I was flabbergasted when I started. How many people?
'Cause this
were
dude's ugly. He
commenting
might
and
be
DMing
fit, but
me
he
and
ugly.
Talking about how attractive I was.
He even got
That
some
just
dope
kinda,
waves,
I don't know,
and
showed me that
his
attraction is a lot more
face is all
subjective than I
ugly.
thought, and people have a much wider range of what they find attractive
And this
than specifically a body type.
guy
Is
at the
being
end
jacked
here,
the
oh,
most
he's
important
finally
trait
talking.
for being attractive? I'd argue for guys, it'd probably be otherwise, right? I think height
Tyler?
would be very
Money, height, fame. Like what can you bring to the table?
The number one thing is status. By far,
No
status.
one's picking Tyler. He's too short.
Yeah, I was gonna say height with women are my niece Justina.
666
says
You know the 666
any
factor,
guy
right?
any guy that's 6 foot and under is a
666?
friend. No. What's the 6?
6 foot, 6 figures, 6 inches.
Oh.
Bitches want 666 or better or higher.
People also go after what they think they can get.
Bitches
So
are
if this guy is 6'5" and
maintenance.
extremely attractive, and it's like, well, I can't get that guy. I'm attracted to the
Bitches
10 on
that
10
think they're the
supermodel, but I'm not going to
prize.
get her. So I'll be happy with the 9.9 on 10.
Just to be clear, are we speaking about women
I
being
like
attracted
short,
to men?
thick
It's not
chicks.
just about women. It's just about attraction. What is the most attractive, in your opinion, physique for a man?
Okay, I'm speaking from like what women find attractive. So when I speak, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I'm
anybody.
sexually fluid. So my law of attraction
This guy's
does
gay
not
too.
adhere to anyone's standards, pretty much.
These guys are a
I'm
couple.
attracted to people in general.
Yeah,
so
they're gonna
you
hold
could be
hands.
jacked, you could be more plus size, you could be skinny, you could be whatever it is that you are.
I think he's
I'm
thinking the
attracted to you, I'm
same thing
attracted to
right
you.
now.
What are the traits you find most attractive?
I think the way that you carry yourself is a really big thing for me. I can't date someone who lacks confidence because I feel like that seeps into other aspects of your life.
Do you mind if I jump in on the confidence thing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So growing up, wasn't too confident in myself, and I gained that confidence when I started losing weight. And I noticed it was me putting myself in positions to get more opportunities with women. Right now, I'm single right now, but I'm doing okay. But the confidence came from me losing weight. So I do agree that it's a subjective kind of standpoint, but socially, I understand that physically fit men, that's just like what everyone's liking.
I don't think it's as subjective as guys are trying to say. Attraction isn't a choice, and there are hardwired traits that women look for in men. And what I've come to realize is that what women put out there is what they find attractive or politically correct things. Oh, he has a dad bod. He's nice. He's a good guy. The reality is that women don't respond
women
well
say
and
one
favorably
thing,
to these
but
men. There's a
really
reason why
want
nice
another.
guys finish last is a thing. It's because when you're too nice and you kind of bend to her will, etc., girls aren't aroused by that. Girls don't want to say what they're really aroused by. Guys that are able to stand up to them. Guys that are able to tell them, well, that was a stupid comment, or hold them accountable for their stupidity when
He
they do
looks
dumb
like he
things.
would hit a
This is what
woman.
women find attractive because these are leadership traits.
Any of those
He
things
looks
happen
like a
to you?
woman beater.
Well, I mean, I've talked to almost 3,000 women, and what I've come to realize from talking to all of them is that most of the time, you know, when they're in the comment section of TikTok, like, you're so handsome, blah, 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 will they actually go on a date and have sex with that guy? Probably not. But they say that because it's politically correct, and women tend to not want to be adversarial. They're going to say what sounds good, but what they're actually aroused by are two different things.
But they're married to those guys.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was
Most
getting to.
often they're married to-
I'm married.
And
to-
marriage is a failed institution in the West, and this is why most men get divorced by women. This is why they get destroyed in the divorce courts. This is why women overwhelmingly initiated the divorce rates in America. 80% are initiated
That's
by
a whole
women
nother
because we sit
conversation,
here and we
brother.
lie and we believe what women say they're actually attracted
I think
to.
he's like a
Let's go
woman
back to
hater.
attraction for a second, though, because
He's
I'm
red
married.
pill.
Sure,
I don't think he's
I have a
gay.
beautiful
Red
life.
pill.
I was this size the entire
He's
process
what?
through it.
Red pill.
Would you say that you're an
Red
average
pill?
guy?
Yeah.
I would say that I'm bigger than average.
Yeah, you're not
MGTOW.
average.
And a model.
It's
You're not
kind of like
average.
MGTOW,
I
but
wasn't
it's
a model
red
when
pills,
I
like a
started.
faction
But you are a
of
very
red-
good-looking,
I was a
tall,
part
big guy
time.
who's on magazine covers. So
But
out of
I
the
think-
million guys overweight, you're at
But
the
you're not an
top.
average guy.
But I
Well,
think
what
what
I'm
you're
saying
missing is he just said that he
MGTOW
wasn't
is
any
men
of those
going their
things
He's not
own
5 foot
way.
6, man,
before
like
he
me.
met his
I'm
Men
not
wife.
5
going
foot
their
6
own
and
way.
you.
I totally agree with you. Well, that's what I was going to actually
it's like a
agree on
Reddit
Aaron for a second.
subcategory.
I'm just saying, if them two got in a fight,
mentioned
homeboy
status,
with the
and
beard
then-
is
and then
whooping his
a lot of
ass.
people other mentioned confidence. So
Homeboy
you can put
with
in
the
your own
beard.
pecking order.
Yo, I heard that's a new thing too. Women are judging men on their masculinity according to how nice of a beard they can grow. In my case, I must be a woman because my shit grows in patches.
Well, women don't understand that that beard is like men's makeup. You take a beard off of half of these guys, they look
And they're
like
funny
little
looking.
faggot bitches.
Yeah,
They're little
yeah.
feminine twinks.
Head of being jacked or being
And women are
physically
falling
attractive.
for the beard
You say
that
that matters
makes
more?
them
Confidence, how
manly.
you carry
Some
yourself.
women like that lumberjack
problem
look.
simply is
Yeah,
it
because
either
it's a
you can
manly
attract-
thing to
And
be,
I'm-
but
I'm-
these
I'm
dudes
much more
ain't
attracted
manly
that
men.
Our society definitely
They just
finds
hide
black guys more
behind
attractive.
beards.
But I disagreed with the statement because it was a blanket statement that I have
I
found
don't think
untrue in
any
my
one
life.
of these
Do
dudes
you,
like him
all you feel like you'd
come
be
off as
more or
manly.
less attractive, let's say 50 pounds lighter than you are? And
I think these are
simply
the
like just body
absolutely
fat?
wrong people
I
that be
think so.
having
I
this
think so.
conversation.
Yeah.
Something that I
I
struggle with
see
for a while
one, two,
is
I see
in me
like
losing
3
weight,
or
am I
4
still
manly
going to be
men.
able to book the jobs that I book? Because I've built an entire brand off of my body.
I would say those two are
I
pretty
mean, granted,
manly.
like, cool as
The
shit.
guy in the
like,
blue
you know,
shirt,
I
even
did
though he
something
has a
that's
girl
all my own.
voice.
Like, I worked
You
on
hear
that.
him talk
But then I
yet?
was also just like,
Yeah.
if I
He's
lose
got a
this, are you still going to want me?
The dude with the
to
braids
do
is
this
probably the
campaign
most
for you?
manly man
Are
there.
you still going to
The
want
guy with the
me
beard.
in your
Not
magazine?
this
Are you
guy.
still going
Not
to want
this
to dress me? And then I
steroid
had to
freak.
like take a step back and say like, well, what is it for me? Do I want to be
And that
smooth?
Asian
No.
guys
Do
is
I
as
wanna look
manly
like
as
Greg?
Asian
No.
guys
Do I want to
get.
look like Myron? No. But I know I want to look like me. I think talking
right now,
about
that's
love
the more
attraction, you
manly
focus
side.
solely about what women would find attractive
like-
and the perspective of the
There's
woman.
one manly
And I
guy
feel
on the
like,
left.
are you even attracted to yourself? When you look in that mirror, when you put your clothes on, are you like, damn, like I did that because when I got up this morning and I threw on my outfit, I was just
You
like,
see him
nice.
check out his
Well,
fit
if we're
when
gonna
he
talk about
said
being
throw your
attractive, it's
clothes on?
typically people
Yeah,
are
because
speaking from a
gay
romantic
people
sense,
have
from
to.
a
We were just
standpoint,
talking
so that's
about
why I answered
that.
the question, 'cause
Gay
it's
people
very
have to know how to
blatant. That's
dress.
what I mean. But of
He
course, you have to
straight
look at the
gave
women
him
perspective
the
and
up
just see
and
looking back
down.
at you. When you look back and you see the guy and you're in shape, etc., and you feel good
That's
about yourself,
funny.
look good, feel good.
To me.
A byproduct of that is that women just tend to find you more attractive. It all works together in tandem.
Are you happy with the way you
Taking
look?
it back
Of course,
to women.
of course.
And
But I
I'm
had to
just-
work. I had to work to build this physique, and it took many years.
Bless
I was an
me.
athlete in college, a Division I athlete. It took many years to be able to do this. So I'm able to. I rode in college.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
Bless
so
you.
I think when fat people look in the mirror and they say, "Oh, I like that," that's cope, man. No, you don't. They say that to try to bring themselves up, but the reality
Those
is
are
most of the time when
COVID
you're fat,
sneezes,
you look in the mirror, You're
everybody.
like, damn, I really let myself go. Not every. You're like, you know what? It's not that much of a priority.
Abe didn't get to answer the question going around.
Yeah. I
gotta take my
was in the
mic
same boat
off
as
for
you,
that.
just because I feel like I don't agree with the blanket statement. Personally, for myself,
You
as a
don't
man,
like that?
I find myself attractive.
lit it
I would
for
say
the
like I go
intro
for
and-
guys like you as
I
men
got
as well.
into this.
And I feel like I get a lot of hits on.
I
those
thought
types of guys,
Abe
and
was
I-
Mexican.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I like
how
homeboys'
navigate
glasses.
my attraction. And
I like that
I think
color
it goes
blue.
a lot to the status and their confidence. So, like we said, so.
All right, let's go to the next prompt.
I would rock those
After
glasses.
4 years, the Radical Empathy Podcast is now
We
back.
don't care.
There's a new episode out now.
Go give it a listen.
The body positivity movement is problematic. Will the agreeers step forward?
Well, I think where it becomes a problem is obviously you should be comfortable in your body, and if you genuinely love how you look, great.
Oh,
but
it's
you
a
can't
big
ignore your
time
health.
problem.
Being someone who's overweight, I've been fortunate enough not to have any extreme complications other than like knee pain and stuff like that.
Pause it.
But I know people that that are my
What do
size
you
or bigger,
think?
and
Is body positivity movement problematic?
Is it problematic?
Oh, it depends how you want to look at it. Like if somebody's using it to shame somebody else, or somebody feels too much pressure to
No, they're not. Wait, what do you mean?
being positive about their body. Like,
Yeah, we're saying be positive, not negative.
and being like
So no matter what they look like, it's okay for you
feeling
to
good in
look
your
that
own
way.
skin. Yeah, feeling good in your own skin.
That the whole point is for them not to feel negative about
Yeah,
being
no.
fat.
Oh yeah,
It's to
that,
make them be happy with being fat.
yeah, that could be
Being
problematic.
okay with being fat. So then they never do anything to make themselves not fat.
Yeah,
Oh, the world says I can be fat.
Dude,
and just normal like everybody else.
every big dude I knew growing up, hung out with, had game, and had some bad looking bitches.
Yeah, well, they were confident, but
Some girls like big dudes, just like some dudes like big girls.
I don't think they like it. I think they'll deal with it.
But
I don't think they prefer it. But if they find a guy that they actually like and he happens to be fat, women don't care
they'll
about
put
stuff
the-
like that as much as guys do.
Well, what I don't like about that one dude that I want to punch in the face, he's almost like instead of being prejudiced against fat people. Like he won't be a friend with a fat person. He won't.
I'm kind of like that too.
Oh, I guess you're not friends with me. I'm fat.
Well, yeah, I don't think you were like fat when I first met you.
I wasn't.
And second of all, you are overweight, but you're not like
It's all big
fat,
belly.
like disgusting fat. All you are is a giant cut. You're not fat arms, fat legs, fat hands, gotta get extra wide sneakers because you got fat ass feet.
Okay.
Those people's shoes warp. You ever see their shoes? They're like,
yeah.
Yo.
Okay.
That's crazy.
We're still friends. We're still friends.
Like I bet you that guy on the left, his shoes are lopsided.
they have cholesterol problems,
he
heart problems,
fucking destroys
diabetes.
them
I have
every
none of that. So the body positivity movement
Well,
becomes
my
a
feet
problem when you
aren't wide, but I
hide
got the
behind
high
shield of,
arches
oh, I should love
that
my
walk
body,
over my
da-da-da-da."
shoes. It's
Great,
like I
but you
wear
have to be
the
healthy too. You can't ignore your
orthotics.
vitals. You gotta like check yourself on the inside.
Yeah, I think the big thing is you have to separate the health implication with you just being confident, right? Like I'm all for people to feel confident in their own skin. I think body positivity
Okay,
has
people,
been beneficial for plus size people.
I weigh
in that respect, right? 'Cause
262
let's say
pounds
there's a
this
plus size
morning.
person who's too embarrassed to go to the gym, because they feel like they're
When
going
I
to
get the okay to fully start exercising
I
again,
see other plus size people in the gym. Maybe I'm gonna give it a try. And all
we're
of a
gonna
sudden they
put it
start going,
on
oh man, I
film.
like this. And
We're
they
gonna
keep
record
going.
it.
You can argue that
Just talk
without
right
body
over the
positivity, maybe
Asian
that
guy.
they would have never happened for that person, right?
What a
But I think the
racist.
problematic part really comes down to
Finally,
people
the
extrapolating
Asian guy
body
talks.
positivity, shaming a celebrity like let's say Adele for losing weight, right? That's where I would kind of draw a line there.
He might be in the best shape.
Making fun of Adele for losing weight, but promoting
Of them
Lizzo for
all.
being a fat ass. Unacceptable.
Do we feel are a lot of people doing that?
I think the thing around Lizzo is it's not just the weight, it's the lifestyle. You like see her drinking all the time and partying and not sleeping. There's like so little to do with health. It's not just she's promoting like loving yourself, which I think is great. She's promoting
Lizzo
a
got
lifestyle
on the
that is unhealthy,
Ozempic.
like being very overweight, drinking.
How do you feel about that?
What?
People that don't have diabetes using Ozempic and those drugs to lose weight. Do you think that's cheating?
What did diabetes have to do with it just now?
Because Ozempic is originally a diabetic medicine. And then rich people found out that you can lose weight. A lot
I
of
think if
people.
you're taking any pills, you're retarded.
No, it's an injection.
If you're taking anything that's not supposed to be naturally part of your body, you're retarded.
It supposedly stops certain cravings and stuff. You don't eat as much.
Yeah, by disrupting your natural order.
Yeah. Then what do you think about the I forget the name of it. People get their stomach smaller and stapled so they can't eat as much.
Retarded.
That surgery.
That's not healthy. It's not good for you.
It worked for my boy Pook. He's
not
nice
good
and
for
skinny.
you.
He used to be one of the biggest dudes I know, and he's nice and skinny now.
It's not healthy.
Not sleeping, all of these things are not conducive to your health. So I think you conflate that, and sure, being body positive is important, like loving yourself, loving the way you look. But if that's going to influence other people to make bad decisions about their body and their health, that's problematic.
Body positivity is disempowering people. It's making them think that they're healthy at any size, which they're not. And so as soon as you start telling people, hey, just love your body, like Lizzo will literally rub her belly and said, you're giving me all this power as she's eating a burger.
He said like this?
Obese. By doing this, you're just ruining it for people who actually should think, wait a minute, I can lose weight.
Just
I can go to
because
bed. I can
you're
eat less. I
fat
can do this.
don't mean you're
Personally,
unhealthy.
my
Yes, it
problem
does.
with body positivity
Fuck,
isn't
yes, it
necessarily
does. What are you
when it
talking
comes to-
about?
I feel like
Absolutely,
there's a misconception because there
100%
are
it
those
does.
people that they use it to
How does it
justify
not?
fatness. And
Okay, what about the big guys that like play football and they work out every day and they eat right, but they're big guys. They're like 6'7", 340
It
pounds.
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how like in shape you are. If you have a bad gut, you're unhealthy.
just I don't even want to say fatness. I want to make it very clear unhealthiness, because there's someone like me who I wouldn't say I'm necessarily part of the body positive community anymore. Personally, I
And
would
it's
say
usually
I champion
bodybuilders
body
that
diversity
have just a gut.
because it's all encompassing. It's
They have this
inclusive.
power
of what
lifters.
everybody,
Yeah, dude.
you
The
know,
power
is doing with
lifters.
Because
their
they think they have to
journey.
eat all
I
this
expressed the
food.
desire to lose weight.
They're constantly
One of the
shoving
plus-size
their
individuals
faces
that I used to be friends with was just like,
And then they have a
I
giant
don't feel like I can
fucked
share
up
your
gut.
content because I'm not sure.
My friends back in the day that did the juice, they would eat like 5-7 times a day.
Dude, that's insane.
Like Italian dudes
That's
eating
insane.
pasta. Yeah, I didn't know how or how much they would order
My
when we went
followers
out
are
to
going to perceive
eat.
this. I
It
think it
was
might be
insane.
triggering for them and stuff like that. And my response to it was, well, if you're championing body positivity, then what I'm doing should not be
I think
a
it's
problem.
overworking your
Because
body
the
to
entire time that I've
maintain
been
all that
advocating
muscle.
for people that look like me,
So
or
I think just
people
having
who
all
have
that
been
muscle, you're
othered
cutting
in
your
any
life
capacity in
short.
general, is that all bodies are good bodies.
I think that's
straining your body.
I think that's what's going on with The
And so
Rock
body
right now.
diversity is important to me because
Yeah.
for a guy like you or a guy like the two
Stressing
of
his
you
body
might
for a
suffer
long
from body
time.
dysmorphia. And that's a very real thing. You might not see yourself for what you really are. And so you're seeking unhealthy habits to achieve a goal. To get where you want to go, like you just got to give it time. Be
No, you're
healthy
just.
in all aspects,
He's
like
calling
mentally, physically.
getting healthy
You've
and
gotta find
unhealthy
the right avenue to
diet,
do what it is
lifestyle.
that you need to do for yourself.
You're just comfortable
to keep us fatter and stupid.
in
It's all a
your
scam. The reality
shitty,
is that
This
big
is
pharma
my
wants
unhealthy
money. They understand
lifestyle.
that
This
we're
is
fat, we have
my
health problems. They understand that you're going to
fix.
need insulin, you're going to need medication,
And you
etc.
need to slowly
And they make
get
a bunch of money on
yourself
us being sick. There is no
out of
incentive
an
to actually have you be
unhealthy
healthy. So let's go ahead and make our people
Yeah,
fat.
I'd probably
Get them in
lose 10,
hospitals,
50
get them
pounds
on
just from
medication,
drinking quicker
continue to
than
make money,
Pepsi.
etc.
probably
It's
will.
all exciting.
Do you believe it's all
I
intentional?
believe it.
Yes.
I did.
We promote
That's what I did. I tell you.
I feel like it's a
did with
subset.
my
Yes,
own knee
I'm
replacement.
sitting here because I do think that there is a part of it that is
A lot of your
problematic.
aches and pains
But
will
I
go
think
away
that
if you
the
stop eating
problematic
so
part of
much
it is
sugar.
a subset of people that use it as
Sugar's
a
an
tool to
inflammatory.
weaponize whatever it is that they're
Well,
doing.
if you like
I think the
pain,
whole
then-
movement is a problem. Body positivity movement in general is a problem. All of it.
So you shouldn't feel
a
positive
lot of
when you
your
think
neck
about
pain
your own.
would
Like,
go away
for
if you got
is,
off
for instance,
sugar.
like,
I
you're not
think if
positive
you
about
haven't
your body?
earned, here's the thing, being happy and content with yourself, it's not given, it's earned. You have to go out there, work, and then you're gonna feel that satisfaction. Like, I
Never
earned
would
that.
go
That
So
feels
down
at
good.
like
what point do you earn it
50%,
though?
bro.
When you can look back in the mirror and actually, genuinely, not coping, respect the man that you see before you. And the reality is, people are gonna realize that you're gonna need to achieve
Or
a certain
work in
physique.
some
Because you have all these people, I love my body. No, you
foods
don't. It's a lie, dude. You're just
to
coping,
counteract
you're
the
lying to yourself.
sugars.
And all these people on
This guy
Instagram and
talks
TikTok
too much.
with the body positivity movement are lying to themselves. They're not happy
Facts. I
where they
like
wanna
his
be. They
facts.
just
That's
accept
that's
it
what
because too easy to
homeboy
make
right
it.
there is thinking
No,
in the
but
middle.
I genuinely do love my body.
Right now, as you are?
Yeah.
Then why are you going to the
And
gym?
I'll explain to you.
Then why are you going to the
I
gym?
will explain it to you. I love everything that my body is capable of doing. I
He's
love
used to
the
arguing
fact
with
that
women.
At my size, I can do
Oh,
a lot of
him?
things that other people
Yeah.
Yeah, the
smaller
woman
than me
beater, dude. Yeah,
still cannot
definitely.
do.
Which
He
one
does
is
the
it, though?
talk
And yeah,
where
yeah,
he's
right.
Which is good.
I want to lose weight
arguing
because
with
I love
women.
my body, but I
He's
have one
closet.
body. Why would I not love it?
Probably.
And because I love my
But you
body is
understand that your
why
body now
I'm
needs to
looking to
change.
make changes,
Yeah,
right?
make changes.
But to say that loving your body is BS, no, you make changes, you make healthy changes to yourself because you love yourself. All of that time that I'm putting in, the work, the money that I'm spending, that's a labor of love because I love myself enough to know that I want to make some changes to
Well,
live
love
a better
yourself a little
lifestyle in
harder.
the sense of I can just do a little bit more.
Love a
All right,
little
let's bring in our
more, dude.
disagreeers.
Yeah, dude, dude, brace it.
Oh no, I'm not saying there's not a single problem. To me, body positivity is more about bodily autonomy. Like you were mentioning wanting to lose weight. My whole thing is like, yeah, it's your body. Do whatever you want with it. I don't think I, as a human being, have a right to tell any of you what to do with your bodies. Body positivity kind of comes in and goes, okay, you as a human being have inherent value. Just in the fact that you are a conscious soul on this planet, you have an inherent value. You are within a vessel of your body that you do have control over, but at the same time, you're not less valuable to society or from the standpoint of the soul for what your body looks like.
When I'm speaking about body positivity, I'm
soul,
talking
but
about
society,
the
yeah.
over-acceptance and encouragement of being obese.
So I personally, again, I'm not super online, have not seen anybody pro-obesity ever.
Lizzo.
Oh, there's a bunch, dude.
She loves herself.
I don't
There's a
think
Avocado,
difference.
that it's
avocado.
pro-obesity.
No, there's a
They
big
are
difference.
actively promoting obesity.
She's not telling anyone to get fat.
She's showing
No,
you exactly
she's
how to
not
do it and saying, look at my
pro-obesity.
body as I love and
saying
rub it. It's
she's-
giving
Who are they talking about?
I think they're talking about Lizzo.
Yeah, she's not.
She's not
pro-obesity.
saying everybody
just-
should be fat. She's just saying if you are fat, be okay with it.
You're still beautiful. Yeah.
But you're not.
my life, and she's like joking around.
And also,
the whole
I'm
thing.
Everybody's
seems to think
beautiful
there's
to
a bunch of
somebody,
fat
I
influencers that
guess.
push this body positivity situation, and a bunch of them are dead now. No one talks about that. That didn't hit mainstream news.
So I'm in that space.
Yeah.
Which influencers are you talking about? Because
I don't recall their names, but there's a couple of them that passed away. They're YouTubers. They used to do these mukbangs where they eat a bunch of food on
No,
camera.
that's totally different.
but that's
All
a
those
different
They're not
mukbang
part
mukbang
of our
people
community.
dying
That's a
because they
completely
eating too much.
different thing. We're not saying
Mukbang.
we're gonna go to a
Mukbang
restaurant
is when
and
they-
pig out
you
just
eat-
because it's
you just stuff
entertaining
your
or anything like
face with
that.
all
There
this
are people
food,
that
you
they're
eat as
called
much as you
gainers,
can on the
that
camera.
their whole like lifestyle,
And
their
I think
fetish,
you do
and
it
things
where
like
they
that
can hear it.
revolves around gaining weight.
Yeah, and I understand that you're
It's
saying
an
that that's not a
ASMR
component
too.
of the body
It's not-
positivity movement, but
it's
you
not
got to
a part
understand
of
for
it.
the general masses, they're watching that, they're going to attribute it to that. They're not in the niche, they're not a creator, so they're not looking at it like, no, this person's just a gluttonous person. No, they look at everyone who's obese that's making content about being obese and continuing that lifestyle as a part of the body
But they're
positivity
not
movement.
making content about being obese. They're making content about overeating,
Yes, and they
which is
also
also
encourage
an
that.
eating disorder.
Yeah, and they also encourage being fat as well.
Do you think just being in a fat body and being in the public space encourages obesity, just flat out?
yes.
So just
agree.
us existing, we're saying,
Yes.
yay, everyone go gain weight?
It absolutely impacts other people to think. Well, think of it. You're 6'6",
never
good looking,
looked
you're
at- I know,
modeling,
but I've
it's going to
never
encourage
looked
other
at-
I
people
think
to.
on a
well,
very
hey, look at
slight
him.
level.
Like we go to the mall, and we see some very obese person.
To us, it doesn't, but to other fat people, it does.
No, I'm gonna say, is it gonna make you be like, oh, I want to be obese?
No, but
I'm just
for
gonna let
other
myself
fat
go.
people, it makes them feel more comfortable. Like, oh, I'm not the only one.
I was just
You know
gonna
what I
say
mean?
that would make me feel skinnier.
It makes them.
It's not gonna make you want
makes
to be
them
fat.
feel more included in society, knowing there's other fat people out there.
Yeah, he's got lots
There's
of
other people
When I
like
go to
you.
the gym, when I step into the gym, or when Zach steps into the gym, or when any of us step into the gym, are we promoting being
I don't step
bigger
in the gym.
like that too? Are we going there and is our presence there unwanted?
By being famous, rich, popular, and being obese, you're indirectly promoting it in the same way that people who take steroids and are 350
being
pounds of muscle
famous,
in Australia
rich.
are indirectly
He
promoting
just
it,
said
even
being
if they don't say they're
famous,
taking
rich, and
But I'm
obese
speaking more specifically in the gym,
is promoting
in that
obesity.
space where people should be coming together to work on their bodies and stuff like that. If you saw us in the gym,
I would be happy and proud and excited, and my whole channel is about
He
helping
looks like
people
he's
who are
getting
overweight
ready to go to
lose weight and have
try to get
realistic
into
expectations.
WWE
I
or
would never say
something.
you have to look like
Who, the
this and
orange
use
shirt
abs.
guy?
It's just,
Yeah.
let's go halfway there. That's my
He's really
entire
looking at
channel,
people,
of which I have
though.
over
I
2
don't
million
like
followers.
him.
It's all about realistic
Yeah,
goals,
he's
helping
all
people overweight.
glaring
That
at
is
him,
what my
right?
channel's all
He's
about.
up
but
and
we're in
down in
public.
him.
His
And
side
you made
was
the statement
side-eyeing
that
the
if we
fuck out
step
of
out
him.
in public, that it would encourage people to live an unhealthy lifestyle.
The more friends
and
you
be
have who are
obese.
overweight, the more likely you're going to be overweight. It just happens to happen. I'm just telling you the truth.
When he was just glaring at him that hard, if you could put a bubble over his head, what he was thinking, what would it be?
Right now, you could put a bubble over his head. He's thinking hard about this guy.
Yeah, I think he wants to, do him.
I think he's imagining 2 hot buns coming out of an oven, steaming, and he's spanking them. A little bit of butter.
He's the dom, he's the sub.
I'm not going to pretend it doesn't. If 90% of the world were overweight, more people would be encouraged to be
that's
overweight.
Odd days and
Just on
even
this
days.
side,
That's
I
a
don't think
power
any of us have
bottom.
ever looked at a person heavier than ourselves and gone, I want to be that. That's a great thing to be.
I wanna
No,
offend
we
so
have the
many
same
people with this one.
internalized
They all
biases as
seem a
everybody
little
else does.
fruity to me,
He was
man.
bringing up the gym before.
Right?
He said, by
Yeah,
existing,
most of
just
them.
in a fat body, we are promoting it. I model, and when I do model fitness wear, which I do often, I get so many comments about like, oh, you are promoting obesity. I'm wearing fitness wear. I'm in the gym. I'm doing the thing you want me to do. And I'm still promoting obesity?
If you're exercising and you're trying to lose weight, then you're promoting people who are overweight to try to lose weight. That's great. But if you're Lizzo and rubbing your belly,
promoting, I mean, I don't know shit.
Why does he keep going to Lizzo?
Influencers
She's the
that
main
promote
one that was
gluttonous,
promoting it at that time
lethargic
that this
lifestyles,
went
which a
on.
bunch of them do. That's what we're talking about. If you're in the gym and you're fat and you're getting after it and you're documenting that, that's
There was
fantastic.
a big whole
That's what
campaign
body
about fat's
positivity. You're
beautiful or
talking
some
about
shit.
influencers who promote gluttonous lifestyles, and that again is not body positivity.
So that's why
The general masses don't have that distinction, though.
I do think we have a good read though on how each
But I could have
individual
swore
sees the body
Lizzo,
positivity movement.
you said she's
All right,
on
the next
Ozempic
prompt
now,
is,
right?
Yeah.
I am
Yeah, so
satisfied with
she
my
didn't
sex
like
life.
doing fat
Agreeers,
neither.
step forward.
What'd they say?
I have abused my body. Will the agreeers step forward?
I've abused my body.
I'll start by
Yes,
saying I've
they
abused
all
my body
have.
many times. Being a bodybuilder, a professional bodybuilder, I've abused steroids, did that for over 10 years. I don't think you can get to the level that you have to get to be a professional bodybuilder while being natural. And so absolutely, and I would say that somebody
you're right,
trying to
did take
abuse steroids to
steroids.
get that muscle, to get that look is just as unhealthy as somebody who's obese. So I don't try to be a hypocrite. I say I've done these poor choices. I'm 48 now, I don't do steroids anymore. And so I recognize that what I did in the past was bad, probably took years off my life. And so I would say to people who are overweight, why don't you do the same thing? And if you're not, then do you really care about your health? Because if you do, you would
This dude's
stop
mad as
doing the
fuck right
things that
now.
are leading to being more
Why'd you bring up
obese.
steroids?
But then to your own argument, you spent 10 years doing something you knew was inherently unhealthy.
Correct.
But then you're going to turn around and tell people that they should just wake up. But why it
Yes,
took you-
exactly.
took you 10
Like
years
people
to
should
wake
have
up.
told me, Greg, why do you keep doing this to yourself? You do not recognize what's going to happen, and if we call it shaming. Why are
needs
you
to put
abusing
his
steroids,
shoulders
Greg?
back.
Think of it. Think of the years you're taking off your life. Maybe I would have waited.
But the power was
shame,
in
though.
your
I
own
would say I was
awakening,
compassionate.
right? The power right there was in your own awakening to realize within yourself that you were doing something negative, and then you made the change for it, right? And that change is now
Not
consistent.
very good posture.
That change is
Yeah,
now
this
something that you
dude
can give a
said so
testimony
much
about
juice.
and help other people change their ways or persuade people to just not do it at all, right?
But building on what you said, what was the moment, where your the perspective shift?
Oh, he
Well, I
just
got old
snaps
enough
his
to
neck and
realize
back
I
glaring
can't get
at
any
him.
better at this. I can keep taking more and more drugs and try to
Yeah.
sustain this, but I said it's not worth it anymore. So I had to completely change my mind around what I was doing, which was being judged on my appearance. And remember, I make money on how I look, and so that's going to have a huge impact on me. And I had to say, I need to get my dopamine, my self-worth from something else. So I quit doing all the bodybuilding competitions, and I said, I'm going to start riding bikes. I'm going to learn Spanish. I'm going to do something else where I can feel good about myself. And it's hard. Like, look at this guy, 300 pounds of muscle. 20 years from now, is he going to want to still be this size? He might look back and say, I maybe regret certain things. And I think if somebody's overweight, they're going to think the same things. Like if you're 400, 500, 600 pounds, you're going to think, is it worth doing this? Is it worth eating all the time? It's tough.
I think this is the first like actual middle ground I think we're finding, which is really great.
Just getting
because it's
out of
true.
a
I mean,
chair
I've
would be so much
I've been
easier
hard
if
on
you
myself on
lost
both
some
sides of the
weight.
spectrum. There were times I was taking,
That's true.
20 to 30.
But he just called homeboy out too.
Just the normal everyday life things would be so much easier if they just lose weight.
How mad do you think they're doing the oranges because he brought up steroids first?
I don't think he's that mad. I think he knows that shit's coming up, bro.
You ever see that guy?
He's in a fucking
that does the natty or
fat
not.
versus fit.
You ever see,
Plates versus dates.
I just
More
see,
plates, more dates.
I just see the guy does the natty or not natural.
Oh, I don't know if it's the same guy.
30 diet pills and laxatives a day, eating less than 400 calories a day, working out nonstop. And then there's the other times where I was eating way too much, smoking way too much, drinking way too much, and abusing my body in the other way.
The guy
I think
who called
we
out
all come to
Liver
the
King
realization
was,
of what we're
more
doing is
plates, more
harmful
dates.
Dude,
in
I
different
was
ways
just
at different
going
times. Like it took you 10 years to realize that was harmful.
stop this.
My thing is sometimes
and
it takes
say
people
everybody
who
thought
might be overweight or, at
Liver
that
King
high
was
tier,
natural.
that 500-600 pounds,
Nobody thought
to
that.
realize that it's harmful.
He
But
tried
then
to
maybe
pass
in their
it
life,
off.
they don't feel like
Who
it's harmful.
believed
And they're
him?
happy. There are people, believe it or not,
Did you see
legitimately
him?
happy
No,
in certain
nobody believes
sizes
him.
and
Ignorance is
shapes.
bliss. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
I was happy at the moment. I
But
felt
why
like
is
it
there
was.
bliss an
Ignorance
issue?
is bliss, but you could die before you wake up. You
But
could
you could have
die
done the
before
same
that
thing
happens.
taking steroids. That's my
Exactly. I
thing.
could have died doing
Yeah.
what I did, and so is it not my responsibility to tell people, don't copy me, and so it did not be some
This dude
you know,
And I don't think there's
500
anything
is
wrong
pounds
like
with
a
it.
to do the
monk
same thing.
over
I don't
here.
think
He
there's anything wrong
didn't
with it. Even when
pay.
you said
Doesn't
before,
think
you're
he
like, well, I
abused
wish,
his
I wish
body at
someone had
all.
shamed me saying, what are you going to do? You're
No.
going to kill yourself.
So
That's
he's
not
never
shaming.
eaten a
To
piece
me,
of
that is
candy.
compassionate
He's
and
never
looking out
drinking
for
a
somebody.
soda.
It's when you
That's
take it
not
to the other
abuse.
level where you start insulting them, degrading them, making them feel like shit.
Yeah,
That
everything
is,
in
we
moderation.
insult each other and shame each other, but it's as a friend. Like, this is what guys do. Girls don't do it. They all suck up to each other. You're all tens. Guys are like, look at your gut, look at your belly. You fat
saying what girls do. I know, that's what no, it's important to.
I'm telling you what they do.
The
It's
masculine
fact.
from the
3
feminine, because it's guys
Pepsis
talking
every
here. And I
day?
think it's important to
That's
distinguish when something is feminine to say, well, we don't adhere to that over
Yeah,
here.
but there's
A
been no
12
shortage of
pack a day would be
generalizations on women in
abuse.
this episode so far, and
three a
I'm
day.
really, really curious about your
Because
answers
you really shouldn't have
regarding
one,
self-abuse,
but
like bodily abuse.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a lifetime
Too
natural. I've
much
never taken a
damage
drug
if
before in
you're
my
an
life.
active person.
However, I was an
know?
athlete in college, and obviously when you're a
Like
Division
3
athlete,
or
you train
more?
2 to 3 times a day. It was very, very intensive. I would train through injuries, which wasn't
lot of
intelligent.
sugar
But at the end of the day, I
on
looked at it
top
like,
of whatever
hey, we got
else
to
you
win.
have.
We got, some teams to beat this season. So it
I
built
try
a
not
mental
to eat,
fortitude. I think
get
abuse
sugar
is good
from
to a
anyone
degree
else.
if you're able to overcome it and learn
I know
something from it.
I did a lot of stupid
bread
things.
breaks
Like
down sugar.
I broke the world
I
record in
eat
the bench
them
press,
on
and now I
bread,
can't
but-
bench press anymore. And it was my favorite lift. I've had hip operations. I have both elbows reconstructed. I trained too hard. I couldn't stop myself. All that
All
pressure,
starches
desire,
turn to
whether it was
sugar.
installed by myself or from
Like,
others, to try to fit in, to be socially.
You know, you go to Speedway and they had the candy out there for sale and they try to sell it
Where?
in Speedways or any of the stores. I'm usually buying Pepsi and they're trying to sell me I get enough sugar in my Pepsi. Things don't need any more. And sugar should be considered a drug.
accepted, and I was addicted. I was bench
I think
pressing
it's
with shoulder
probably
pain. I should
more-
stop. I couldn't. And so, he
more
sets a
addictive
record
than
and it's
heroin.
done. I can't even lift anymore. I don't squat, bench, or deadlift because look at Ronnie Coleman. You guys know Ronnie Coleman? He's in a wheelchair. He can hardly walk. He's in
Oh,
pain
yeah.
medications. And imagine
That's
putting your
the-
body
the
through all
real
that
big
torture, and then you
black
get in your 60s, and now you
muscle
can't do
builder,
anything.
Mr.
So one question I
Universe,
have for you
right?
then is, knowing what you did, obviously has allowed you to create this platform to speak
Yeah,
to
he's
these
all
things, to
fucked
talk
up
about
now.
steroid abuse, and
Yeah.
understand all the intricacies. Do you think that you would have been able to do that, let's say, if you'd kept your
And
natural status throughout your whole
the
career? You didn't
muscle's
break world
just not
records,
natural,
you weren't an
how
IPD
big that
pro, you
shit
didn't
is.
have all of those accolades to stand on. Do you think you would still be Greg Doucette and have all the following you do?
I do not think so. I think I'm one of those 1 in a million cases that was able to do what I do and actually got the success that I got. But if I look back and I'm really honest with myself, I regret doing these things. I was natural world champion and I was breaking world records natural, so I had the records, but I wanted more. I wanted more glory. I wanted more people to say, you're cool, we like you. And so I ended up taking steroids. I did that because I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be sponsored. I wanted a pro card. I wanted to be famous. And it worked. At what cost though? How healthy am I really?
Everything it is that you're saying, right? I don't feel any sense of shaming you for it. I think everything that you said is really important to acknowledge that and to know that and to then share that, right? But the difference is that like had someone shamed you, I don't think that you'd feel the same way about it. Instead, people poured life into you and told you like, hey, I don't think that this is right. I don't think that you should really keep doing this because it's doing.
Shame is what makes you do most of the stuff you do.
I did
Back in the day.
I did steroids.
Even if it's self-shame. You don't need other people to shame you. You can shame your fucking self.
Yeah, you can. One, it's called low self-esteem.
The fuck?
No, but my one roommate who worked out after my patella and ACL surgery, I was like 26. I got into work out a little bit because my physical therapy routine got me into doing it. And he was already, lifting and doing juice. I did a cycle test. You gotta, make a gun, put it on your hip, 45-degree angle. Dude, I hit my side. I hit a nerve. My leg was shaking. First time I shot myself, my leg was shaking for like 40 seconds. Like,
You're wild, dude, bro. You're shooting yourself up.
My boy wouldn't even do himself. I had to shoot him in the ass.
Ugh.
So I only did a cycle. I gained like 20 pounds.
That's so weird. Like, you have no idea what that stuff was.
The opposite happened.
Testosterone.
I was rewarded.
You have
When I
no
started getting
idea
popular on
what
social
that
media,
stuff
I was
was.
talking about my steroid
Yeah.
cycles. I was talking
But
about what I've done.
It was a
And they're like, look at
mystery
your muscles,
liquid.
look at your
I have
chest.
friends-
I was
like,
you know
let
how
me
hard it
put
was
it
to
in my
stop?
butt.
Because I was being
But
rewarded. with
That's
dopamine,
crazy.
I
people
did
saying
like
nice
one
things about
CC
me
at a
all the
time. My
And
one
for me
boy
to
told
stop,
me,
I know that my views on social media go down.
take
If I
all
went
of
on
it
steroids
at
cycle
once,
right now, people
come
are going to
back,
fall.
I'll give
Wow,
you this,
Coach Greg, you're
this,
back.
this,
We
this.
miss
I
the
was
old Coach
like,
Greg.
no, I'm
And so
good.
it's hard for me to be the 40-year-old old man
I'm
that's still
naturally a
preaching
bigger
fitness
guy,
when they say we
but I
love the
couldn't
old
get
Coach
past,
Greg, the
like,
jacked
220 for a
muscle
minute.
freak, and I have to fight the urges not to use steroids every single day because I know
I
I
look
look better, I
good when
know
I
I
was
feel better,
solid at
but I'm like, it's not
240.
healthy, and so I have to say no.
I get
It's
what you
very
mean
tough.
about the dopamine reward thing, because for me, I have a similar situation, but kind of in the opposite way. Every time I start slimming down, I start getting the, what are you doing? Why are you losing weight? Because I am in that large guy space. So it's like, it's very funny how much on both sides, outward opinions just like really just make what we do hard. I know that when I am doing more cardio, not like I'm a big hiker and biker, and sometimes in the summer I'll slim down, but then all of a sudden I'll get a ton of comments from people just being like, we liked you heavier, we liked you this. I'll have clients that'll stop using me because I've gotten too small. And so you're kind of seeking that dopamine, that approval, but also that career boost. You get stuck in this loop of doing things that you know aren't good for yourself.
I wanted to hear from you, just going back to the prompt, why you came forward.
Oh, I mean, I think obviously professional bodybuilding has its risks. Obviously, I try to mitigate them as much as possible. I work with a company that I'm doing blood work through, quarterly, every 3 months. I am very methodical with what I do, and I'm very on the mild side. You would be surprised, but I've been training for 20 plus years. I think that's the key for me. I would say, like being this size, 100% not healthy. Is it unfortunate that I am very passionate about something that is bodybuilding? Yeah, it's kind of like I fell into it. I love it. It's hard for me, but I made a decision with my wife that at age 35, that's it. I'm done. Like no more competitive bodybuilding. I have an understanding, but like Greg, I have the foresight to know like there has to be a limit to it. Because if you just let it go, I would have to be probably 25 more pounds of muscle and like have to do things that I'm not willing to do in order to be like, let's say Mr. Olympia, right? So. Because all the way through my 20s, I was close to like 230 pounds, natural all the way until I was like 27 and a half. So hopefully I'll be okay going back to that size.
Do you use steroids?
Yeah, that's what
I mean, I
that's what
use.
weight is.
That's the biggest insult in the world right now.
No. I only asked because, again, we're on the topic of body abuse, right? So I'm only asking that in that realm because of what you said about it. I'm not asking that.
No,
as
it's
an
kind of
attack
like it's just
or
like
anything
when
like
you're
that.
jacked like that and you say, do you use steroids? It's like you think you can look like this natural. Like if I said, hey, are you on steroids? Look at that body. Like if I said to you, you look like you're on steroids.
Yeah, people think you're on
Thank you.
gear, it's a compliment.
If I said, obviously you're natural, you'd be like, what the? What do you mean, obviously? No, obviously.
So yes, I'm enhanced.
Okay. It's literally just like a question that I have, but it's also just like, well, what do you do as you're progressing in that to get to the points that you want? So that's where that question stems from. And I also really appreciate your candor for that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I will 100% say like some of the best shape of my life was natural in my 20s, like very lean, probably my healthiest. Like if anybody tells you they're like an IFBB professional bodybuilder, it's almost 99% of them are in some capacity enhanced. It might be very minimally, it might be through the roof, like you wouldn't even believe what they're taking, but it's there. It's part of the sport. It's unfortunate, but like that's the problem. That's one of the problems I talked about earlier with the fitness industry. Is like that's the expectation.
Yeah.
Let's bring our disagreeer.
Or HGH.
Oh, I wish I get some
Good job not
HGH
abusing
too.
yourself.
Yeah, so I took abuse as like doing things that's negative for your health, and for me, I've always approached fitness from a health kind of lens, right? Like Myron, I'm 100% natural. I'm never gonna look like Eric. I'm never gonna look like Greg, but it's something I'm content with, right? For me, I'm kind of in for long term. I want to be able to do what I do. I'm 60, 70, 80, 100. Focusing more on the health aspect of it can be a good middle ground, because I feel like if you're looking from the outside in, sometimes can be like,
No, being raised
how am I
in
gonna look like
Asian,
Eric? Like, how is this ever gonna happen, right?
that's
But,
the
people have different goals.
Asian
I would say, within
influence in
fitness,
it.
and
If he cut his fat down, he
I think it's
would
important to
look
also acknowledge that like there's abuse on
like
both
them.
spectrums, right? Like you can be a fat ass on one end and say I'm going to just
He
continue
will
to eat
never be as
cheeseburgers and put it on
big,
TikTok, and then there's the other
but
side
you
where you
would
can
see he would
use
look more
performance enhancing
cut, like
drugs
you
and
would
say when to step on
see
stage.
each
But I would
muscle
make the
more.
argument that the
If
person
he
that is
got his
training using
body
PEDs,
fat
etc.,
down.
I'd respect that individual more than the fat
It's
ass.
not really
individual. Why?
healthy to
Because
get your body fat
though it
down.
isn't healthy to be on performance enhancing drugs, you're still pushing your body to a level that most can't, versus by just being fat, that doesn't take any skill or dedication. So
What
if
if
I
a
had
fat
to,
person is doing something?
Their
like,
muscles are
maybe
so
they're into
big, it
quantum
looks like
physics,
their
maybe
body
they're
fat's
changing the way we
super
view
low.
the world entirely. Are they not valuable because they're not shredded?
well, again, we're talking about the
really
purpose
that
of abusing your body. I'd have more respect for the bodybuilders. My point.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
And I think society would in large as well, which is why bodybuilders that like a Ronnie Coleman, etc. Though he is disabled now, etc. He's a legend and he's going to go down in history.
Yeah, but I actually thought that was a good question. Like what a great film director who's like very overweight and like just totally poured into their craft. Like is there respect for someone like that?
Well, that's great because he's able to do something exceptional, right? And he's able to diversify himself from the general masses, right? But will people know that when they meet him that he's a famous director, unless he's very prominent? But yeah, there's exceptional people that are fat in certain regards, but we're talking about body abuse here. I'm just saying in general, I would have far more respect for the professional bodybuilder that's
Then
using
like
PEDs.
Peter Jackson
But then
versus
there's
making
nothing-
multiple
there's
like
nothing
award-winning films.
Was that
Like
a
Lord of the
people are
Rings.
famous for
happening.
stuff
But
that's
some guy
not
like taking PEDs is better than
very
that.
athletic
No, sorry,
or
I'm
physical.
legitimately curious.
Yeah.
You have guy using PEDs on one side trying to do stuff, and then you do have like Peter Jackson, Lord of the Rings,
Well, that's
multi-Academy
why I was
Award
very
winner.
explicit to say I'm talking about the fat influencers.
Yeah,
So like
yeah,
I'm talking in that context. Like if you're gonna have abuse of your body on two different ends, right? One extreme is a bodybuilder, the other is a fat influencer. I think me and most of society would have far more respect for the
I think he's going to
bodybuilder.
respect the
I think-
hardworking billionaire.
I understand that, but I also think that like if someone's abusing themselves in any way, there should be some empathy and like rather than just being like you're a better abuser to yourself than that person.
Fitness culture can be toxic. Agree or step forward?
Yeah.
Yes, definitely agree.
I mean, everything can.
Here we all are again.
Let's hear from the Jack guys.
100%. I think you can perpetuate so many themes that are so unhealthy. Like there's so many images online of people that post in like the best lighting with a pump. That is the societal norm of like what's good, and even like affects
Yeah,
me.
they're
'Cause I
all
see
getting
people
a
and I'm like, oh, I
pump
look like garbage
before
compared to
they
that. I think
record.
that right now it's like there's a lot
take
of
pictures.
misinformation online when it comes to like how to get fit, how to stay in shape, and a lot of people are monetizing it. These like crazy fad diets, like you can't eat certain things, carbs are bad. Fruit has sugar in
just
it,
seen
so
this
it's gonna
guy
make you
has a
fat. So
scarf
like
on his
now
neck.
food is almost being
Yeah,
weaponized,
just-
and then to be monetized so
definitely,
that you
yeah.
buy their ebook to tell you the exact secret code in order to lose weight. So fitness is an industry, right? So people are incentivized to say whatever that is to make money, and so it's been harder for me as a coach that takes a more holistic approach to wellness and fitness and saying, hey, it's all about balance. And like Greg's the same way. I know I felt like I watch a lot of his videos. That is the correct approach to like making a
watched
plan
a
that's not
bunch of his
super restrictive.
videos
So I think that's why the fitness industry, even being part of it, like is frustrating because there's so much misinformation.
I would say also that there's so much pressure to look like us, and it's causing
think
people
to
to
do
develop
it
body
at the
dysmorphia.
end,
So this is a
they're
huge
doing the
problem. So
blue.
when you swipe on
I think
Instagram, you're
he's the one
being
that
shown the top
does
1% of the top 1%.
natty-
They all have a six-pack
natty,
abdominals.
not
Everyone
natural.
feels inferior. There's pressure. Then that causes
I mean,
a
I
whole host of
think all
problems,
the
eating
fitness
disorders,
guys-
people feeling like shit. They don't like the way they look in the mirror, and then they keep looking for information. And then what information they're getting, half of it's wrong, like you were just describing. And so where do we go from there? There's no solution.
I think the issue comes from the misinformation, just the lack of keeping things simple. But we like to have fad diets, go paleo, go vegan, go whatever it may be, and it's like the reality is the best diet is the one that you can adhere to. And I think we need to let people understand that fitness is a lot more sustainable and easier than people think it is, which is why I make fun of fat people so much, because it really is simple and it comes down to numbers and tracking your calories and being disciplined and going to the gym. This is why I have no sympathy for fat people, because it really is simple.
But that right there is what keeps
That
guys
always
like us out
being
of
in
getting
the
into
gym.
fitness.
Shouldn't it be the opposite though?
No, no
How
one's been
come?
told they're a piece
If
of
I was
shit.
being
Like,
made fun of all the
So
time
here,
for
let me-
being
let me
short, I
explain-
wear
let
shoe
me-
lifts
let
to
me
be
explain-
taller.
Let me explain this. Like shaming rarely works, and I'll bring this back to somebody I follow, and I appreciate their content. A guy named Alex Ramosi, and he does a value equation. And on the top side of that equation, you have the perceived value of whatever you're trying to achieve, plus the perceived chance of success. So how likely are you to achieve said result? And on the bottom side of the equation, you divide by time, and you divide by effort. Shaming doesn't work because the value equation is driven by those things. So what I think we need to do on this side of the table is to make those things more accessible. Like you said, providing more value-driven information of like how to achieve a calorie deficit in a more sustainable way. How do you make it so it's not so much time? Because so many people waste time, let's say, doing so much excess cardio, where strength training should be the main component. So like that's why I think adding value and decreasing time and decreasing the amount of effort is going to give you guys so much more emphasis or ability to achieve the result and more motivation
It's
to
a
achieve said
bully
result
tactic,
than being
but it
like, oh,
works.
you're fat, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So that's just my
Well,
take
it's
on
because the
it.
fitness industry overcomplicates it so that they can
And it's a
monetize
part
it.
of
So
society.
this is
You
why
can't
secret
get rid of
sauce-
it. Getting
well,
rid of
this
it
is, this is why it's
will
important
just
to
cause
acquire
other
knowledge and be able
problems.
to, whether you go ahead and do your own research. And again, it comes back to doing the work, and people get so mad like, oh, why is this hard? Do your
let
research,
natural
look at
be
the studies.
natural.
There's so much fitness studies out there. There's no secrets. It's just discipline and sustainability.
Have you
over a
guys
period
have
of
you guys
time.
ever been confused about how to get and stay in shape based on the
It
information?
just doesn't
that's out
work
there?
on everybody
Totally.
because
I would never ever take
some
advice
people
from
are-
you to get that
have
advice
different
or to gain
levels
that
of
knowledge
confidence,
because
like,
of whatever this
if they're
disposition
too
is that you have
confident,
going on.
no
Right?
matter
What's
what
this
you
position?
say, they're not going to care what your
Can you
opinion is,
describe
and
it?
if they're
I mean,
comfortable
I
the
think I
way
just
they
did.
are,
I
they'll
wouldn't,
stay the way
I
they
wouldn't
are.
even enable it toxic,
That's
but I
just-
think it's like
But
you have this
if
perspective
they don't like the way
about
they
world
are and
around
they
you
kind of want to
that
do
I think is
something
kind
about
of
it,
really warped, and I don't
somebody
understand
shaming
why,
them
and
might
I
be
would
like,
like to understand
push them
why,
over
and
the edge
I'm
to
not getting
actually
it because
do
you're like,
something about
shame
it.
is the answer and stuff like
So
that.
they
but
don't-
it's
For
not.
centuries.
It's not though.
have to worry about
It's
that
why you have
happening
so much
to them
conflict.
again.
It's why we're literally sitting here today having this discussion.
So here's the thing:
depends
you
on how
operate
much
what's
you care.
ideal. I
You know,
operate on
it-
what's
it
real.
depends on
and
who's
the reality is
shaming
that
you
the world
too.
is a much colder and harder place than
If
you
you
think it is.
have-
But
if you don't
want,
have respect
people
for a
to just
person and they're
understand you
shaming you,
and
who
see your
cares?
perspective and see you as
But if it's
how you
someone
see
that
yourself.
you
The reality
really
is the world's never going to see you how you
like
see
care
yourself.
and
They're
have
going to see you
respect
on how you
for
display yourself
shaming
to
you.
them. And when you are fat,
They're doing-
fat or
they're
shame.
doing
If they're
it
not
out of
being
love.
mean
People,
shaming
if they
you.
don't get to know you
Yeah,
and talk
they
to you and have
could
a
be
conversation
like
with you, they're going to assume
a
certain
good
things. That's just the
shaming,
world
and
that
if
we
you
live in.
feel
Just
it,
to
you'll
dig
be
a little
like,
deeper
oh,
into
you know what?
has something
I
happened to
should
you to
change.
confirm that observation that you have?
No, I mean, I just live in objective reality, and objective reality isn't as nice as you think it is.
So you're not drawing from a personal experience at all?
No, I'm speaking fairly objectively that these are the conversations that people have behind closed doors, but they don't want to say out loud because for fear of cancellation, for fear of coming off as an asshole, etc. I'm just saying how people really feel, but they're scared to say it.
Coming from whether the fitness
I
space
don't
can be
like
toxic
him.
or not, the shame attitude has kept a lot of people out of it. I've been doing fad diets since I was 12 years old. I was put on Weight Watchers. I did Atkins. I did paleo. I did everything you could possibly imagine. And not until I started following other influencers that were more proactive based on, I want to be around for my daughter
He's a
for as
simp.
long as I possibly can be. I want
But he
to
actually
give
is
my
not.
body the function it needs.
So
Like
we
just
become
that basic
influencers.
mind shift. Hey, life can get a lot
Let's
better
become
if you do kind of focus
influencers.
on your health a little more. Instead of, you're a fat piece of shit,
man.
you need to change. To me, I don't
have
know
a
anyone in
YouTube
the fitness
channel.
industry, but I know for me personally, it totally changed my relationship with fitness when I started realizing that it was a gross benefit instead of
have
a
a
punishment I had to
TikTok.
put onto myself for not being disciplined enough. For people like you to maybe respect me, who,
wanna be
again, we
fitness
don't know each other in
influencer?
reality. So why am I destroying my life so you will respect me one
get
day?
Alice
Well, going to the
down.
gym and training isn't going to destroy your life.
And it doesn't.
Yeah,
And
Alice
it's-
did it
but I'm saying,
training.
but yeah, I do that. I'm saying it wasn't until someone told me about those enhancements and kind of approached it with
Nasty
more of an
fitness.
empathetic way of being that it seemed attractive to me at all to be a part of it.
Does anyone here respond positively to shame?
No.
I think in some ways, I feel like a lot of us can relate to this. Like when we were younger, I wouldn't say it was shame, but I wasn't necessarily like happy with the way I looked, and that kind of motivated me to get into fitness in the first place, right? And we're talking this was like in high school, so I think to some degree, shame that's not put on by others could be helpful, right? It has to be something within yourself that can motivate you.
I'll speak on the shame thing too, because the shame that I guess embodied came from myself. So when I was on my weight loss journey and I was like losing weight, the day that I weigh in and it was like the scale read 1 pound over, like I would take those pills that make you shit, literally, to like lose that extra pound to see. Like, so going back to the toxic situation, that's where I got fucked up, because I would do things in response to me not getting that positive stimulus to hurt myself ultimately. Do I have therapy now? Yep. Because it's like it's a double-edged sword for sure.
I think shame is good. I think it's a very natural response to inadequacy, and it tells people that, hey, maybe I need to change. Like being bullied as a man, being shamed, it's a good thing because it stimulates you to change and make a better difference most of the
But
time.
some people don't respond. Like some people, when they get shamed, they get shut down, and now they proceed further into that negative, behavior because it's not something, as Zach and everybody else was
Yes,
mentioning,
it
that's what
sets them into a
positive
little bit of
like that.
depression. That's what
It's not
fucking
about masculine.
shame
Not
does.
being a pussy,
And then
being
when
like,
they say,
okay, I'm
"Oh,
gonna
I
prove you
hate
wrong."
being
And this is the
here,"
thing, it makes
let
or
me
breaks
crawl
you.
out of
Not
this,
everyone's gonna
they
win.
get
We
out of
winners
it,
and we lead
and they
losers.
do
The
something
losers
about
will
it
just
to
tell
never
you,
go
it's
through
fine.
that
I'm
again.
gonna continue eating ice cream. Okay, you're a fucking loser. Stay over there. But there's guys that rise up to the top and say, you know what, I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna
Not
fucking
everybody,
surpass you.
some people
That's where
are
guys need to be.
weak.
You need that killer instinct where
But
you use that as fuel.
those ones
You
were
like, what is
meant
that?
to
goal
perish
of the
anyways.
fitness industry
The
to
ones
get
that are
people
going
more
to do
fit.
something about
Of
it,
course,
that's
blanket
what we
rule.
need.
Of course. And
We're
we're
building
saying shame
strong
and calling me a piece
people
of shit
for
doesn't
our
motivate me to get more
society.
But we need winners and losers.
No,
Not
we
weak
need
We need
winners
winners
fucks.
and
This
losers.
is the industry
Like there's
is
going to
the
be
one
inevitably
catering
there's
to
going to
the
be
people,
losers. If you
correct?
don't respond favorably to shame and bullying, etc., and you don't overcome it, you're
How you going to weed out the strong
Let's be
from
clear,
the
though. You just said
fake?
the right
If
word.
everyone's
Fitness industry
okay.
It is an industry. It is to make money.
Just
It's not
let's
necessarily
let
to get
everybody
people in
go,
shape.
give
It's to make
everybody
money.
a
So,
trophy.
sure, there's going to be
I was
junctions
just
along the
gonna
way. Like
say
I'm
the
a
same
coach.
thing.
There has to be tough love. Like
Everybody
if you're
gets a
not doing the
trophy.
things you're supposed to be doing, I have to be a little bit
Just
harder
run
on you.
up.
That clearly
But
does
that's not going to
work.
start your
We
journey.
can't
Me being
live
like, you're a fat
society
piece of
like
shit.
that.
Whereas like if we get
There
into
has
it
to
and
be
we're
some
3 months
form
in
of survival
and you're not
in
making
fitness.
progress because there's a lot of things you're
Can't
not
just let
doing that we're
every
coaching
weak
you on,
fuck
then of course there's going to be
go
some tough
with
love.
the
There's
rest.
going to be some extra accountability. But I think there's a difference between accountability and tough love than just like shaming somebody into doing something.
You have
Because
to
that's
do
not going to create that like
universal
long-term
basic
ability to
income.
obviously achieve it on their own.
If
Myron
that's
would
the case.
prefer. You would prefer shame.
Shaming is a component to get people.
And why
to be
have
down.
college?
We all just want to
Let
know
the idiot
when
get the
shame
job.
motivated you to be better.
Why is
Me
the
personally?
smart
I mean, I'm
ones who
speaking in
went
general
8
here.
years
No,
But
get
don't
to
speak
do
general.
it?
Speak for yourself.
Let
Personally.
the guys who
Shame
didn't
changed
go
your
to
life.
school do
Here's the
it.
thing. I think every man growing up has been shamed to some degree where they're like,
I
you know
mean,
what, I
when
need to
does
improve
the
this. Whether they grew up skinny.
stupidity end?
You though.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was skinny, right? And then I got picked on. And I was like, okay, I'm either going to let this define me or I'm going to overcome. And I was like, all right, I'm going to go to the gym and start training.
But does it work in any other interpersonal relationship? Like, have your parents ever shamed
Reminds
you,
you of
come
like a
down on
black
you, made
Charlie
you feel like
Kirk.
shit?
Absolutely. And
But did
I
you
thank them
deserve
for it.
all of it, 100% of it?
He's
Absolutely shame
realizing
me, and I think that's
of a black
fantastic. And I think
Charlie
that's a
Kirk.
part of
There you go.
your parent's
Spitting
job is to shame you
facts.
for your fuck ups.
What about people in abusive relationships with
Spit
abusive parents who are now
facts.
in no contact contact situations or anything like that. Not me. I love my folks. They're great.
Yeah.
But like, just for the TV record, in case they watch it. Like, but I know a lot of people who
There's
are
always
on
a
like
line.
no
There's
contact.
always a line. But
So that's all I'm saying is in the industry, in
Yo,
the
if this
fitness
dude
world,
could play
I
the
would
guitar,
rather
he'd have
be with
all the
someone who's
bitches.
trying to uplift me, trying to get me to
Right?
improve, hold me accountable.
Yeah.
Tough love,
He just
absolutely. I
busts
think
out
it's
the
important.
guitar
There's
at
a
the
total
fucking
difference between tough love
campfire
and
or
shame.
something.
shame is a component of tough love. You're
Shame
using
is
shame.
only
You're-
done with the intent to hurt somebody, not to uplift them.
We got to
That
reset.
happens. That's when you're like,
That's
oh,
fine.
let's go to
I would
another
not
part.
He's got
like
his
to be
Elvis
on the
hair
other
going.
side. If that's true for you,
Standing
come
like
forward.
a female over there. He looks like he used to be
I'm
on the
very medium on
cheerleading squad.
When I was in high school, they do your graduation
Oh,
photos,
man.
and they had a saying, and my saying was, my
I would not
worst
like to
nightmare
be
would be
on
if I
the
gained
other
10 pounds
side.
of fat. Literally, grade
Well,
12,
I would not like that.
I remember
Oh,
it clear as
hell no.
day. I was already a competitive bodybuilder, and so to imagine being 100 or 200 pounds overweight when I strived my whole life to look kind of like this, I just couldn't imagine it. It would be a nightmare for me.
I agree. From like a health perspective, like being overweight and
That fat dude
obese
saying
puts
he
you at a
wouldn't
high
like
risk
to
of
be
developing chronic
fit
illnesses.
and in
I
shape.
think I
Get
wouldn't want to be in
out
that
of
position.
here.
And if I was in that position, I would do what I can in order to get to a healthier weight.
Okay, so I just want to make sure everyone gets to say their piece before I go. I mean, yeah, it's completely unacceptable to be fat as a man, man. It's completely unacceptable. It's just so many problems with it. I've been fat, I've been skinny, and I've been in shape, and I will pick being in shape
Yeah, I
every
don't
single
know
time.
how
Just like if you
women
have someone that's rich or
mess
someone
with
that's poor,
fat, dude.
they will pick being rich every single time. And the thing is that most fat people, not all, but most, have never even seen their abs. They've never seen what their body's capable of. They've never been actually happy with their physique. And once you get that taste, you're never going to want to go back. And then on top of that, you're going to
Ain't
want to go
women
and tell all
supposed
those
to care
fat
about
that you were
their
once friends with,
children?
you need to get in shape. This is awesome. But the reality is we live in this crazy world where we coddle
Yeah.
fat people, we
So
coddle
why would
idiots,
you
we
get
coddle
with a
morons,
fat man?
and we don't hold anybody accountable, and we allow
You wanna
mediocrity to
instill
strive
fat
in the West.
genes in
And I
your
think
kids?
we
You
need
want
to go
your
back to
kids
shaming fat
fighting
people, we need to go back to making
obesity?
fun of them. I mean, if I was president,
Fuck.
hell, I'd put all of them in a fat concentration camp so they can concentrate on dieting and exercising, because being fat is completely not acceptable. I'd have these people back in shape, because what people don't also understand is that fat people bring a big burden on
I'd
the
be
healthcare
really
system.
mad if
Obesity,
my children
diabetes,
were
heart disease, etc. It's a big
fat.
problem.
Do you really mean that, or are you just saying that?
I'd like
I'm
to
dead ass.
be-
Yeah,
I'd
if I
be
was
on
president,
them
making
all the
president, I would get
time.
rid of the obesity problem like that. I find it interesting that they can lock us up in their
want
homes
them to
for
live
almost
a
2 years saying
healthy,
wear a mask,
happy
etc.
life.
But then I say I'm gonna lock these dudes up in a concentration camp
Mobile.
where we're gonna get them healthy food, we're gonna get them exercising, and I'm looked at as crazy.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I guess there's a distinction between having opinions about how COVID was handled and genuinely believing that all fat people should be in a concentration camp.
Yes,
And
a
I just wanna make
concentration
sure-
camp.
feel
Let
like
me be
if you're
clear. I'm talking
overweight,
about a
you're at,
concentration camp where they're
like-
concentrating on diet and exercise.
So
You're
I
not
wouldn't
living a
necessarily
normal full
want to go
life.
from
You're at
one
like
extreme to
60%.
another.
He said they should
I
be
also
put in
would not want to
concentration
be,
camps.
Just now?
spewing out
Yeah.
stuff
To lose
just to
weight?
hopefully get a
He had to
viral
eat,
clip.
give,
They
So
shouldn't be able
if
to
you could
take up
snap
so
your
much
fingers
space
and
on
look
an
like any of us,
airplane.
would you not do it? Like,
Can
would
you
it not be?
get out of
Choose
my
those, Tyler.
seat?
I want to
Can
go
you
to a
stop
place
coming
where
over to my
it's
seat?
comfortable and it's healthy all around. I'm
I
not
paid for
doing
my
things
whole seat.
that could
It's
negatively
like-
impact me in a way to get
Well,
to
some
a place.
airlines are gonna pay for
I've
2
gone through that.
seats.
I've gone through
Yeah,
having
they
eating
used to. I think
disorders,
they stopped.
from chewing gum and drinking water and starving myself.
But
in
like
different
even
ways
at a
to achieve
baseball
something.
stadium.
Like when I was
Like,
dancing,
bro,
my
you're
dancing student
into
told me,
my
if you don't lose
seat.
a certain
Yeah,
amount of weight,
the
I
stadium
can't
That's
seats
let
are
you
fucked
too.
up. That's
Yeah.
So what
that's
did I do?
rude.
I resorted to
Stop
everything
being
that I could
rude to your
possibly
Stadium,
do to cut down the
stadium
calories.
seats are
And
made
was
for
this
like the
sustainable?
athlete
It really
shaped
screwed
person,
with me mentally,
Right.
but
not
I
the
was doing it
fan
in a
shaped
sport.
person.
And even though it sort of felt
If you're
good,
stuck
my face
between
didn't
two
pass my
fat
life.
people, you
And that
Oh,
really,
it
really sucked.
sucks.
So I feel like you would switch sides.
touching
men
both
doing
of
it
them.
naturally. Like he's obviously
Yes,
natural.
that's
He's
what-
natural.
that's
You don't
what
got
I'm
your own
saying.
space.
I
You're
would
top
switch
rubbing
sides
on them
if
You're
both.
bringing
I
back
could do it in a
PTSD if
healthy
I
way.
have to take
And I
the
mean, obviously,
Central
like I
when I was
expressed, and I'm
younger.
working on that. And I'm not saying that what you did was wrong. I really
And
applaud the
most
fact that you're
fat
saying
people
to people like, hey,
are
this was what my
smelly.
journey was. This is what it took. But I really don't
They
advise that.
stink.
Okay, so here's the thing, man. Like,
It's like you're
excellence
big, you're
and,
taking up
comfort cannot
space, I have
coexist.
to
If you want to
smell
be
you.
an anomaly and you want to be the
That's
trendsetter,
rude,
you want to be
it's
the top guy,
gross.
you got to be able to be comfortable being uncomfortable. As far as like
He looks like he
weight
smells
loss, because you said I'm just saying
so
things
bad,
to get a
dude.
viral clip. How would you deal with the obesity problem?
Like I said, pouring life into people.
looks
How
like
am
he's
I dealing
stank.
with it? I'm sharing what it's taking me.
Explain
I'm
what pouring
sharing-
life is. Like, what would that actually look like?
As someone who creates content online, I share what it is that I do in the gym. I share my routine. I talk about like, hey, today was a shit day, but guess what? I pushed
Every
past
2
that,
hours, he
and I
needs
just
a
benched
shower.
25. That's more than I weigh. When I want to hang out with friends, if I know that my schedule does not allot me that time, but I know that I have this time during the gym, I'll tell my friends like, hey, pull up with me.
So you're inspiring others.
Yes.
Okay. Well, what if I told you at the camp everyone's exercising together and they're inspiring each other?
But
Same thing.
you
Same
approached
thing.
it at such a negative way. Like you approached
don't
it
think
from a
they
place
should
of
be
shame,
forced
and like
into a camp.
most of us have blatantly told you
What?
that shame didn't really work. Shame is what led me to an eating disorder. Shame is what led me to unsustainable weight loss.
Whose fault
When
is that,
what
though?
we're looking for is
Whose fault is that?
stability.
Whose fault is that that
Yeah.
you decided to
So-
go an unsustainable route?
Stabilize
with
your
diet?
own
So
life,
if
dude.
I was given a timeline that I needed to meet, and I'm trying to figure out without
Balance
also
your
having the
own
tools
life.
to do so the proper way, and I'm just grasping at straws on how I do it, yeah, it's not sustainable.
Yeah. So whose fault is it that they chose an unsustainable route to lose weight? That's your fault.
It's
See, the
an
problem is that you're a
amalgamation.
professional victim. I don't know if you caught on to this, but you're a professional victim. You constantly blame others for
Tell 'em.
inadequacies and why you're fat. The reason why you're
I
fat.
haven't blamed not one person
Well,
for where I am.
yeah, because you're always like, oh, but it's tough and all this other stuff. The reality is this, man. You eat too much and
I'm
you don't
trying to
exercise
figure out
enough.
where these
And that's
misconceptions
why.
about me are.
Again.
It's what needs to be said, though.
I do want to press.
No, when they're side by side, that shit is funny.
You're searching for a viral clip.
Everyone has an excuse for why
This
they're
is the
fat.
first time two people have talked over each other.
We got to pause. Let's bring in our disagreeers.
Because you
guys were arguing
can't
so much
handle
over the
facts,
outpost
man.
It was. I don't want to be on the other side.
Oh, okay.
No, of course I would. I'm a curious person. I have been in much more traditional, like aesthetically pleasing shape in my past, but I've never gotten to like your guys' standards. And of course, I'm curious about anyone's life, like what it's like to walk through their shoes. So I don't see why I wouldn't be.
Yeah, I absolutely chose to, if I could, I switched. So when I was my lightest weight, which was 273, I wasn't anywhere near you guys, but I had muscles. I felt really good about myself. And now that I've fallen back, I literally like
Not only
almost
that,
hate
but
life
your everyday
because I
life
got
is
somewhere, got
just
really close and was out of reach.
easier.
And now I'm falling back and I got to fight again. So if I could, I absolutely would switch.
What makes
come
it
back.
hard to, like, I don't understand, like, you were 273 feeling great. How did you get back? Like, I'm curious.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
How does that happen?
So when I started my weight loss journey, I was very focused, like I can't take any outside help. Like I gotta do this on my own. I did all the research myself. So my problem was when I would hit plateaus, it hit hard because I'm like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, why not cutting weight? So eventually I hit enough plateaus to where like my mentality was just breaking down.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with the prompt just saying like, I probably wouldn't go extreme like on your side of the spectrum, so that kind of stuff, but I would like to look like Tyler.
He's on the
Everyone wants to look
spectrum,
like Tyler. Tyler is the ideal for me of what I want to look like, but I mean, I wouldn't be that short too, but.
He's in love with that.
I'm just going to say it, the elephant in the room. Every fat
Tyler
person
to
would
be
want to be
his
in shape.
snack.
The problem is that they're not willing to do what's
Myron
required to
is
get in shape,
moron.
hence why they are fat.
It's abundantly clear what you think. Like we've got.
Yo, I'm gonna preach, be ripping
The next
Myron
prompt is
apart.
your physique is in
And
your
Myron
control.
has
Can you agree or
crashed
step forward?
out because of Avon Preach a couple times, and they replay it.
So long
over
story
and
short, in
over and
2018, I
over.
got to my heaviest weight, which was 441 pounds.
I gotta see
And I was
that.
depressed as, like, I'm not gonna cuss, but
You can say it.
I was depressed as fuck, man. Like it was really hard. My weight had built like a cage around my mind. So even things that I knew were good for me,
He, like,
I couldn't even
screams,
like go for it
"Again!"
because my
And he, like,
mentality
throws
was so
something, you
messed
hear a
up. And it got to the
crash.
point to where I had someone tell me, like, dude, you're gonna die, and that hurt, you know. And I just flipped things around.
No, he
and
just
I
got
think
to
what
he
we have in
just
life
have
is
to look.
accountability. I think that's the
You
biggest
wanna
thing. When I was
punch him in
growing
his
up,
face.
my weight was always blamed on someone else. I was like, oh, it's my parents feeding me too much.
It
It was
is.
like, you can close your mouth. Like I don't have to eat, you know. But when I finally made that change in my head, I realized that where you're at, given like the ideal circumstances, it is your choice. I am where I'm at now because I made a series of wrong choices and didn't handle myself correctly.
I mean, you deserve to be depressed if you're fat. I mean, the reality is that, see, depression is a very healthy response to inadequacy. When you're a man, you got to go out there and produce. We're not women where we can just coast on our looks and make it through life. As a man, you must produce
I gotta cut you
financially.
off, bro, because no one deserves to be like, people die from that shit, bro. Like no one deserves to be depressed.
Let me finish. The reason why you feel depressed and it's a healthy response to you being fat is because it's your body telling you, like, wow, what are you doing? You need to fix this. You're sad because you're not going out there and accomplishing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
It's your masculine
So when
duty
men feel
to
that
make
way,
money, to
then
be
they go
successful,
out there
to lose weight, to
and
be
they
strong and
change
fit,
it.
so that you can protect and provide for the people
Or
that
they
you
don't.
love.
They
And when
just
you're not
stay
able to do
sad.
that, you get depressed and you get sad, rightfully so, because you're a fuck up.
Have you
That is why.
experienced depression?
in their life.
Well, I've had times where I've been sad and stuff, but I always get over it.
So you shouldn't speak on it then. 'cause
And
that's
I
like
think
real
that's very
shit.
insensitive to people
Yeah,
who actually
people
have
deserve
mental
to be
health disabilities.
Depression most of the time is not real. No.
That's fucking wild.
No.
That's
Okay.
fucking wild.
The earth is flat.
A lot of the times when people
Depression
are depressed, it's
just
because of their
means
own
really
inadequacies.
sad.
You're messing up in
So
something
again,
in your
you're
life.
right.
It's
Is that
just,
an inadequacy?
it's
Doesn't
like
mean
sadness
all
on a
of it. No,
spectrum.
he's saying
Everyone
like
goes
the
through
majority.
sadness
I
and
like his
depression.
statement.
There's
on
always going to be
some
exceptions,
level.
but I'm speaking generally in this context
At
of being
different
fat and why
times.
you were depressed. It's
That
because
wasn't the only reason why I was
About
depressed as
different
well.
things.
Okay,
You can be
but it's a
sad about
component.
one
Yes,
thing,
it was a
but
big component.
it was a
Sure.
response to
still
your
be
inadequacy as a
happy
man. And the
about
thing is
other
that
things in your
we
life.
live in a meritocracy. I know everyone likes to run around and say,
Everything's
oh,
on
everyone's
balance.
equal and it's all equality for everyone. No, that's not how the world works. Why the fuck should I be treated equally to someone who's fat, broke, not disciplined?
Why did
and
he
not
have
as
to
intelligent?
swear?
It's a competition. Life is a competition.
Where are you getting the notions that people are not disciplined?
And he's like, why the fuck do I? Why? There's supposed to be a civil conversation. Nobody brought the F word in there. He was like, why the fuck?
Because he's used to arguing with women, yo. He's got women tactics on his.
Oh.
Where is that coming from?
If you look at depressed guys, etc., look at their life 9 out of 10 times. They're not going to the gym. They're not making the money that they're supposed to be making. They're not where they need to be. Show me a guy that's making money, successful, has a good set of friends around him, has a network, etc., that is depressed. You would rarely find that. Are there exceptions to the rule? Of course. There's always exceptions to the rule. There's always exceptions to the rule.
No, he said has friends.
There's always
He named a
exceptions
bunch
to
of
the rule.
things.
But
Most
in
rich
general,
guys don't have
when you
friends.
get depressed, When you get depressed, a lot of the times it's because you're a fuck up and it's your body's natural response to being.
If you have a good
Anyone
social
here ever
life, you're
felt like
most
they didn't
likely
have
not
control
depressed.
over their body or their physique?
It doesn't really have
There's times
much
where I
to
felt like I didn't
do
have the control I wanted,
with
but there was
your
never a point where I'm like, this
friends,
isn't
I
within
mean,
my
with your money
ability to do.
situation.
Yeah, I think we all go
It
through
plays a
stages,
part,
especially mental
Yeah,
health.
you wish it was easier sometimes, but other than that, it's like, no, of course I'm in control of it. I know I am.
So
If you got friends to
I've
be a
started
human
fitness
being
journey.
around
I've been
and
smaller. I've been bigger. I used to be a
talk to
dancer.
and shit,
This like really
you'd
was
be fine.
what fueled me. Hit a depression. I turned to food as something to comfort me, and I realized that I was spiraling, right? Started working out again, kind of fell off of it, but this year I told myself it was my year of renaissance, right? That I was going to actively make the changes in all aspects of my life, including my health, including what my
all
body looks like and what my body is capable of. And so I've been doing that. Now, did that mean that I was any less of a hard worker? No. I fucking worked 3 jobs, 2 of them that I love, and one of them as a survival job to make sure that I'm able to continue doing what I love. So
And
I
they
go to the
all
gym
sitting on
every
your
single day
ass,
after
standing
work.
around,
It doesn't
doing
matter what
nothing.
time I get off
I
of
think
work.
he
It doesn't
just
matter
lied
what
to his
things that
teeth.
I have going on after
He don't
work.
work 3
I go.
jobs.
But
He
again,
not
going back
Jamaican.
to
He's had 3
assumptions,
jobs
you
his
looked at
whole
me and you
life.
made assumptions about laziness, about not caring about my health and things like that. When that's the
And
complete
going and
opposite.
standing
I
around
reached
at
out,
3
I got
different
myself a
places
trainer
is
because I was
not
like, I can't do this alone. And I told them straight up,
fucking
these are the things that I want you to work on with me.
being
I want to work
active,
on building
dude.
mass,
I mean,
losing
so
weight, but
lazy.
most
got his
importantly,
TikTok.
consistency.
Just going somewhere to be
And I
He's
feel
got
lazy.
like
his
all of you
TikTok,
guys
his
can agree that that's
Instagram,
what
and
it
his
is, right?
YouTube. Those are
Am
his
I
3
where I
jobs.
ideally want to be? Yeah, no. But I also learned that I needed to love myself as I am right now and build those tools so that when I get to where I'm going, I can enjoy
Love
it
who
that
you
much
are,
more.
not the
Because
body
it's a
you're
labor
in.
of
Fuck
love.
face.
It doesn't have to be a labor of love. Some people who are
Why'd you have
overweight,
to
are they
call him a
going to the gym? Are they
fuckface?
putting the fork down? Are
Because
they
he's
doing the
not
things they need to do?
getting.
If they spend 14 hours a week
it's
doing
not,
cardio
he
and
needs
eating
more
healthy, they lose
shame
weight.
before
I
he's
spend
gonna
14 hours a week learning
understand.
Spanish,
He's
even
not
though I'm
understanding
horrible
it.
at it, but I'm
He's still
trying my
giving
best. And if
himself
everyone else
excuses.
tried their best, we wouldn't see
He needs
anyone
to accept
morbidly
the
obese on this
shame,
planet.
let it
I don't
hurt him,
disagree with you at all, but
and
I think you said it's
fucking
like you're spending 14 hours doing
build
Spanish.
out of that
For
shit.
me, I still work out every week. I still prioritize
I don't
my health,
understand why
but
this guy
there are other things
is
in my life
on
that
here.
do
Eat
take a
half the
higher
calories, and you're going to be very skinny.
I think they could have got some
That's the
better
whole
I'm
thing.
not saying you need
So-
to. I'm just
Yeah,
saying no
no.
one should make excuses.
Well,
And that's why I think
it's
that's why we all sat
Jubilee.
down.
I
I
don't know
totally
how
agree. It's
big they
within my
were at
because
the
I've
time.
gotten really
But
svelte
you
in
gotta
my
start
past, but I
somewhere.
was at
They
like
should have
a
got like
state
some
that
600
didn't feel
pound
good.
people.
Wasn't
This
prioritizing
guy
the things
started as
that meant
just
something
a
to me in my life,
YouTube
my career,
channel,
my
dude.
family, my daughter. Health is still super important to me. That's why I
pretty
still
sure.
work out, still lift, still do cardio, still hike, still bike, still do all those things. The amount of time I've had to spend in the
huge,
past to
though.
get to that isn't worth it in my daily life. I'd rather spend that time,
I would say
focusing on
also,
that.
would you agree, like looking at his physique, like he's at a perfectly, I would say, maybe healthy.
No.
You think?
He's definitely overweight, definitely obese.
I mean, if you count BMI,
I'm not trying to put you
definitely-
down, just being honest.
Damn, he's
By
a-
a BMI standpoint,
But there's a
I'm
big difference
absolutely
between
obese.
this weight and if
He
you gain 200
definitely
pounds.
is.
But if you gain 200 pounds, it'd be like,
But
why are you doing this to yourself?
he's
You know what I mean?
kind
But I
of,
would be happy gaining 200 pounds. That's kind of what I'm saying. Is I kind of
you
found,
know,
kinda like
by
a
today's
homeostasis where I'm
standards,
happy
he's
and I feel healthy, and I
slightly.
feel active, and I feel like I can do
But
what I need
by
to
a
do.
healthy
All my
human
numbers are in the right
standard,
place.
he's
So I feel
very
that it's just,
over.
it hasn't been a priority for me to go further.
Yeah, you don't need to. It's all about balance. From
Hey,
halfway
what
there.
about you?
yeah.
That's
We're
funny.
trying
I was
to
gonna say,
make
I was in the same boat as Sam.
normal
I feel like
something different.
Myself, I feel comfortable with where I'm at right now. I've lost 100 pounds.
Congrats,
I know,
man.
thanks.
Society does.
And I can keep going. I can step, but like doctor says everything's fine with you. You are obese. But I will never forget the doctor told
Just
me you're
because
healthy
most
obese,
people
which
are
was, like blew my mind.
fat and overweight
for being
in
obese.
America
Yeah, so I needed just
doesn't
one
make
health
it
condition
normal.
to qualify under health insurance
You know,
for
a
a weight
normal
loss
human
supplement for
still
them.
what
I didn't qualify.
has a
No high blood
standard,
pressure,
and that will
didn't have
never
diabetes,
change.
didn't have anything else. So I was like, okay, well, I just want to lose weight because obviously as I get older, it's not going to be like that. But I mean, perfectly, I know I have the control to get where I'm at right now or where I want to be.
You
But
know, you ever
I'm pretty
see
happy.
Office Space?
Yeah, that's awesome. Like again, I feel like
Yeah.
what's
He gives
sustainable is
me
different for everyone, right? I think there's a way to weave in fitness in your life in a sustainable manner
that's
that
my
might not encompass
stapler.
you losing a ton of weight. I think people kind of
That's
have
my
different
stapler.
stages in life where they're focusing on different things, and I think that's something I can.
I wish I
completely
could throw
respect.
that
At the
up.
end of the day, as long as you know that you have the agency to actually
editing.
make that change, when the time comes, when you want to do it, like I don't see anything wrong with that.
I was very curious, out of show of hands, who here feels like after spending time in this space, you feel like you're closer to understanding the other side than when we stepped in the room?
Yeah. A little
That
surprised.
that in a
I
green
understand
is
it's less.
lying.
Literally, like
We'll talk
Just, we
after.
can't, we run the risk of it blowing open again, but this was a super, super interesting discussion. One of the more interesting episodes I've been a part of. So thank you all. Thanks for sharing your perspective. I think that's a wrap, right?
I don't think I learned anything about the other side. I think I fully understand the other side.
That
Nothing else to
was our
learn.
reaction to Fit First Fat on Jubilee.
Fit versus fat. Stay fit. Don't be fat.
No matter what shape you are, God still loves you. Peace, love, and
Does he?
happiness. Peace, love, and
Does he?
happiness, people.
Does he?
Yes,
How do you know?
because that's what they say.
Why? He's like, you're torturing yourself.
No, He loves them. Every inch.
He loves them no
piece of
matter
fat
how they
bone.
live their life.
Yes.
Pedals and all.
Yeah.
What? He forgives them. He loves them and forgives them.
If they're Catholic,
They're his children. They
can't-
were made in his idol. Or
If
they were made
they're
in his image.
Catholic and go to confession, they're all good.
Well, they were made in God's image. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been able to do that. Such an act.
Oh God.
God likes that.
We'll talk religion another day.
Another day.
Peace out, people.
Deuces.
Do you want to know? Are you sure you want to know? Huh? Because the truth ain't always what it seems to be. Let's get to the truth with Six and Soup. It's time to reorganize, rethink and regroup, reanalyze, see through the lies and reboot. Boots on the ground, it's going down for a redo. We gotta get connected, stop accepting what they telling, because what they selling ain't nothing but deception. It's time for the people to run an interception. It's time to understand, togetherness is the weapon. Anything less than that is just half-stepping. Open your third eye, receive this message. Community is unity. That's the blessing. Do you really want to get to the truth? That's the question.